Hello and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. Welcome back to the Famipod Funcast. That's right. The parents are away. It's time to have some sweet, nasty fun. As you can see, it's just me and the boy. No mom or dad around here to stink the place up. If you know what I'm saying. Hello, Dennis. How are you?
Oh, good.
Fantastic. And
I
I'm
mean,
your host,
it's the
Charlie.
Famipod Funcast, or what did you call it?
Bro, I'm ready to clown town. You know what? Like,
Yeah.
this is normally a news show. Guess what? No news this week. We're just gonna have a fucking party time. No, we got some news and stuff and things. And also, I don't really know how Ryan intros the show because I'm gonna be honest with you, I usually just like pew gone. But hello. Yeah, this show's on YouTube, the Family Corp. Find us there. It's posted on Thursdays. No, Friday. Yeah, Thursdays the day after the podcast live on Twitch dash TV Curly Studios. Twitch dot Curly, whatever the fuck. Who cares? Who cares? We're on podcast services. Find us wherever you want. But yeah, today we're gonna go over some of the news that's happened the past 2 weeks, and guess what? There's quite a bit of doozies. Let's just start with the banger, the absolute biggest news, maybe of all year so far. Sega has officially updated with a new logo. It dropped April 1st, everybody. Brace yourselves. Dennis, you got it ready?
Yes. I mean, to bring up on the show, no.
Okay. Well,
I guess. Um, let's see.
but we can talk about it and
Here,
describe it.
here we go. I got it. I got it.
That would actually be
I did not
fucking
expect
hilarious.
this development. Here we go. So here is the original.
Mhm.
Here's the new one.
Holy shit.
Dramatic difference.
Whoa.
Like,
Dude, they're going to have to change the color of Sonic.
yeah, I mean,
When he runs past the screen and they scream Sega. Can I pick a bone real quick?
mm,
Why'd they stop that? Why
because
did they
Sega's
stop?
boring.
Why did they stop Sega? Every single person from the 90s and early 2000s knows that that's iconic. And instead, they splash the screen and go, whoo. No one gives a fuck about that. Like, everyone knows Sega. Like,
Do you
I
know?
don't understand how you drop the fucking ball that hard.
Do you
Like, I
know
just don't
my favorite Sega like logo animation of all time? It's the one that they have like currently. I think it's mostly in like promotional material and stuff. But it's the one with where you see the Sega logo in the reflection of someone's eye.
Oh, that's a sick one, yeah.
My favorite thing about that is that the reflection in the eye is correct, which means that the person is looking at a mirrored Sega logo.
Whoa. I didn't even think about that. That's crazy.
So
That's wild.
yeah, like that's kind of been I've been thinking about it and that ever since I first saw that one for the first time. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
That's so true though. I can see that in my head, so it is a good visual. This new logo, however, is fantastic. I believe it is at least 3% more blue. Is that what they
Exactly.
touted?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it's drastic.
it is quite drastic. And I think they should bring back the Sega. Um, that's not actually any different blue, is it? That's the same exact blue.
What do you mean?
Or
It's
am I
so
crazy?
different. Or I mean, are we still kind of role playing?
No. I'm like
No,
I'm like, now I'm actually thinking, like, the joke would be, like,
it is
that
the
it is.
same blue.
Oh, yeah. They should have at least made it slightly bluer. Come on. You know what a Bopper, what does Sega even still do now? They put out great new logos, such as the one you just saw.
Exactly.
Uh, but, I mean, listen, y'all, it's been a slow news week. We've got quite a doozy of, group of stories here. I know one of them I wanted to talk about, and it's not even one of the articles, but something that is very recent and very new. I want you to talk to me about Pokemon Champions, Dennis, because it just released. You've had hands on. What are your impressions?
Um, I thought it was all right. I mean, I played it for a little bit. It is like in regular Pokemon fashion. There is an entirely too long tutorial. There's also an intro that would in any other game be voiced, and it's not here.
Shocking. Just
uh,
shocking.
Instead, it's just like text at the bottom of the screen that's just there. And it's like implied to be spoken.
Oh, it's so awkward. Like
Yeah,
watching Alex play Legends ZA, they like double down on like the fact that there's clearly a person talking.
yeah.
Like with the motion of the face moving in enough time to have them speak it. It's like, what are we doing anymore? Like, just like there's, it's got to be cheaper just to have somebody speak that than animating them talking. It's weird.
It like it is like as you said, like they are actually talking visually, which is like that's you know whatever. But yeah, I played it for a bit. Um, and there are some problematic things with the game, but one thing I will praise it for is that for the first time I think ever when I've played Pokemon, I started to understand the like more of like the details of the battling system. Because the game kind of exposes a lot of this stuff to you in a way more transparent way than other Pokemon games. Um, like uh, a lot of these like little things, like for example, did you know that when you're burned in Pokemon, your attack stat is halved?
No, I did not know that.
That is just something they tell you in this game. Um, and like you can look at the move info on like one of your moves, and each move has like a bunch of these tags on it. Like for example, did you know that a move um there's like a different detail on like if a move is a contact move or if it's a physical or um um what's the other one called? Special move or whatever.
Yeah,
Because
I
there
think
are like
it just
physical
is called like
moves,
special
there are like
attacks. Yeah.
physical moves, and there are like special moves or whatever. But
Mhm.
there's like a separate thing about whether it's a contact move or not.
Yeah, that's it's so weird because like it's such a simple game that like that we played as kids and like haha Ember he's burnt and it's
Mhm.
like you don't really think about any of the other shit behind the scenes until you play competitive and
Yeah.
then it's a whole different game like because I've talked to so many people I'm like I would never waste a move slot with anything that doesn't deal damage and like bro you wouldn't make it in competitive like
Yeah.
no bro there's no way like I'm not about to growl at that son of a bitch and let him tackle me to death like there's so much of the like battle nuances that I've never delved into. That's like kind of the thing that's attracting me to Pokemon Champions. That being said, today or did it release today or yesterday?
Today.
Today. Yeah, it's kind of been in the news cycles of like, oof, there's it's kind of a mess right now. A lot of issues with some bugs going on. I saw a few people posting like random things will happen where Pokemon will just heal themselves out of the blue and like kind of just a buggy mess, which again, Nintendo's not notoriously known for. It's like online play, and the whole premise of this game is competitive online play. So I don't know.
Again, this is
How
also
much is
not Nintendo, it's Pokemon Company.
true?
But
Yeah,
yeah,
and
like
Pokemon Company too.
yeah,
They're
I
not.
think I had a bug, but I don't know if it was a bug. It wasn't like I was kind of like half paying attention. Like I was playing a match online, and the opponent's Pokemon had Quick Claw, which allows them to attack first.
Hmm.
So you got like the animation where you saw Quick Claw being activated, and then I attacked first, which is like I'm pretty sure that wasn't supposed to happen. Because I wasn't even, yeah, I don't even know if this would invalidate it, but I wasn't even using like a priority move or anything.
Hmm.
So yeah, I didn't know what was happening there. So I think that was like a bug. Um, but yeah, also, but I think the most problematic thing with the game is the fact that um there's a lot of things to pay for in this game. Because the game is free to play. Um, which I think is which I think is good. Um, but there's like yeah, and the game is connected to Pokemon Home, which has a subscription tied to it if you want to use it optimally. So if you want to play this game in the most optimal manner possible, you want to have the Pokemon Home subscription, but there's also a membership in Pokemon Champions, which gives you like some things. I didn't really look into it, to be honest. And then there are also battle passes. Like there's one battle pass for every season. So if you want to play this optimally, you need 2 yearly subscriptions and to buy a battle pass every season. Which is
Rough.
like that's like and
It's
like
just a
if
lot.
yeah, it's like if I would have made this, I was like I wouldn't have been like against there being subscriptions or anything, but like that membership thing that they have in Champions, like that should include the Pokemon Home subscription and battle passes.
Mm.
Isn't there like a subscription for Fortnite that gives you all the battle passes?
Yeah, there's a handful of different things, including like I want to say Game Pass even has like a deal where you get so many V-Bucks for being on there and shit, and
Mm.
like
So yeah,
there's a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
that's what I would have done. And like I wrote that as a response to like to someone on Twitter or on Blue Sky who made a note on like the the membership, and someone replied to me and said like how you don't really need the Pokemon Home subscription, and I was like, well, that kind of proves my point. It's like you could have just included it.
Right. Man, what's up with the performance issues? This is now like it's such a weird move from Pokemon Company to release it in this state where it just seems like it's unoptimized. Like we ran into this with Scarlet and Violet, and then they came back and like, no, we fixed those. And also the new Pokemon looks great. And then in between they released this and it's a mobile game. There's no reason it should be running this like poorly on Switch 2. I don't understand it.
I'm kind of yeah, like it's only 30 FPS it seems on
Mhm.
even on Switch 2. It's like, bro, could have definitely been 60
What
on
are we
Switch
doing?
2.
Like, I mean,
And
it's not as
it's
yeah,
very
it's not as bad
noticeable.
looking as Scarlet and Violet, but it still seems like man, a game like this should be running better. It's not doesn't seem like it's doing that much. Like
Um
odd.
yeah, so it's kind of a rough release, but
Yet
I do not doubt that they will eventually fix this up. Like they have been very clear about the fact that they are planning on Pokemon Champions being competitive Pokemon for the foreseeable ever.
mhm.
Like one of the
Yeah.
people that were I think it was like an interview or something with someone at like Pokemon Company or something like that recently that basically said that they can see a future where there are 10,000 Pokemon in Pokemon
Oh
Champions.
my god.
because that's how long they see Pokemon Champions being alive. That like the main
10,000
series
is
could include
crazy.
could like would be around for long enough that there will be 10,000 Pokemon.
Man, I hope I don't live to see that day. Man, 10,000 is crazy. I do plan on playing this at some point. I might jump in, but, like, I kinda wanna just wait it out till it gets a little smoother. Um, I don't really know. I'm not really integrated in the Pokemon Home thing either, so, like, I'm kind of feeling like maybe I should get into it more because, like, as much as, like, I kind of shit on, like, a lot of the newer Pokemon, like, especially recently, we'll talk more about what we've been playing lately, but, uh, playing, like, Fire Red and stuff, like, and the way that the new one looks, it looks awesome, like, I kinda wanna get back on the Pokemon train and, like, really get into some stuff, like, especially man, I wanna play Pokopia so bad, it looks so cool, but, like, yeah,
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna wait on this, I don't know, I feel like I kinda wanna just let it level out and maybe get some of the tryhards out of the way too, because like, I don't know jack shit about actual Pokemon fighting, and, like, the competitive players are for sure on there now, but
It seems so. I'm reading a thing, so an article on Nintendo Life right now, which says feels like a fleshed out beta.
mm,
Um, I'll link it in the our chat here. So they note here that it's like a patchy 30 FPS on Switch 1 and 2, and on the latter, the game is meant to look and run better. So it might be like a thing where it's not the patch isn't working properly.
yeah.
There are also no 6v6 battles, no rental teams. It seems like there are only around 180 Pokemon in the game,
Oh, wow,
which is
interesting.
like I don't know. I got the impression that all Pokemon would be in this game
Yeah.
because like
Yeah, like
they've had issues with bringing in all Pokemon in the mainline series since Sword and Shield because and like I'm sympathetic to this choice, which is that like they want every Pokemon to feel more interactive in a lot of different
mm,
ways. And doing all of that stuff is really expensive to do, which is why they've reduced the Pokemon count because doing all of this for every Pokemon that exists is going to be not very stable, not very
right.
easy to do at this point. So I
Yeah.
understand that move, but like I thought that the point of Champions would be that this is only battling and therefore it's a lot easier to include all Pokemon. But like if they only have 180 Pokemon in the game, like that's only a fraction of what they have in like Scarlet and Violet.
Right, and then is that, like, just a spread around all the gens, or is that mostly Gen 1, or
It's spread all across, like um definitely. Like there are even situations where you only have one Pokemon in like an evolution tree.
that's weird, yeah.
Like I know like Talonflame is in the game, but Fletchling and Fletchinder are not in the game. So it's really strange. Um but yeah, I definitely wanna see them flesh this out a little bit more. Because again, I do think there's a lot of potential here. What I
Mhm.
would really like to see is to bring back the rental feature from Pokemon Stadium so that you can play local battles
Yeah,
with
no
friends.
local battle sucks.
Yeah, like
Ooh,
that I would really like to see because I mean I have so many great memories of like playing Pokemon Stadium and like picking out your rental teams. So, like we would
mhm.
always do like oh you gotta close your eyes or like leave the room or something while I pick
Dude,
my
yeah,
team.
It was exactly like you got to step out for a minute. Let me get them because like otherwise you could just match the types. Like that was awesome.
Yeah, so like that was all really like I would really like to see that again. Um,
So, and you might have explained this, and I maybe missed it, but like, how does this work if you don't have Pokemon Home? Like, are there just random Pokemon it gives you, or like what exactly? How does that work?
so they have like this kind of gotcha system in the game
Mm.
where, and you can so you go to this farm that has this admittedly extremely hot farmer girl who hosts the farm where the Pokemon are
Woo!
at. Um, and like when you go there, and you know, like the she has like she has like a southern accent. Like you can see like how they write the words. It's it's funny. Anyway,
What in tarnation?
yeah, exactly. Um, but like, so you basically like roll the dice in a way, like, oh, you do the gotcha thing, and then you see like Pokemon appearing, the shadows of Pokemon appearing from bushes in the farm, and then you get a list of, I think it's about like 10 Pokemon basically, and you get to pick one of them.
Mm,
And
okay.
when you pick one, then you either get to choose if you want to get it temporarily, which I think is free, or at least a not a significant cost of like in-game currency, or you can use the in-game currency to permanently get it in your Pokemon Champions box.
Oh, okay.
Um, So, and this actually, so there's this currency in the game called VP, I believe it's called. And I didn't see any means of buying VP with real world money. Um, but you can get VP via like the battle pass. Um, so maybe that's the means of how to buy VP.
Right.
I'm not
Probably.
sure. So yeah, I'm not like I haven't played it enough.
Do you find
But yeah, so
yourself
there are
drawn back to it? You think you're gonna play it a bit more?
um maybe, yeah, probably. I wanna I find it as like a quite a neat way to be able to play, just battle with people, and I think it's a pretty cool way to, because of how it's so separated from all the other games, it gives you like a really neat way to kind of stash a competitive team in this kind of corner. And then it's like you get into a situation where like, oh, you want to play some Pokemon? It's like, yeah, I already have my team available in Champions, you know.
Nice.
So
That's
like
cool.
I see kind of the utility there. But yeah, they definitely need to fix this game up. And it's like, this feels like a little bit of like a Nintendo thing or whatever. It's like, if this is a beta, they could have just said so, and everyone would have
Right.
been way more
Yeah.
like lenient about how the game isn't
Just have an
done or
open
has
beta.
bugs
Yeah.
or whatever. Like, yeah, just admit the fact that it's a beta. Um, so yeah. Um, but yeah,
Sweet.
it's interesting. I hope they fix it because, yeah, as I said, I do see utility and value in this idea.
Hell yeah. We'll get some more updates as we kind of uh I guess move forward with it. It's a game again that we're gonna apparently live with as Pokemon fans for the rest of our fucking lives till there's 9 million Pokemon and they overtake the world through AI or some shit. I don't know. But
Well, that makes me think. Did you see there was like this AI presentation or whatever with like from like the research and development team at Lucasfilm? Did you see this?
no. The
Dude,
hell?
it is hilarious. And you cannot tell me that this was not like intentionally done by Lucasfilm to make AI look bad. You like the guy is like presenting like, oh, with the power of AI, we can create alien species in Star Wars unlike anything you've ever seen before. And then they show video, and it's like it's like you can see it's like a lizard that has like some different colors on it. It's like
Hey, that's pretty
oh,
sick.
or like a bird with like some different colors. It's like, oh wow, this is real creative. Yeah, it looked terrible. But yeah, that made me think of that when you were talking about like Pokemon and AI.
Jesus. Let's move on to the next story. Let's see. I found this one to be pretty interesting. And as your name says, hashtag save the last of us online. Uh that may be a pipe dream, but we got a new story broke out from Kotaku earlier last week or so. Um the Last of Us Online dev says it was around 80% complete before its quote soul crushing unquote cancellation. And that's just the tagline. But yeah, the game's director sat down for an interview in which he talked about his career and the soul crushing cancellation. It's just been just reading this from Kotaku. It's been just under 3 years since Naughty Dog announced it was canceling a planned Last of Us multiplayer game in order to redirect its resources to its signature single player narrative games, including obviously Intergalactic. It goes on to say a bunch of stuff. Basically, yeah, game supposedly from the dev was 80% complete before getting, which is interesting to me because I feel personally like The Last of Us Online being a separate game is already just kind of a weird move. Like it is weird that we got, all the Uncharted games with the multiplayer kind of baked in and The Last of Us also having factions baked in the original game. I can definitely understand because The Last of Us 2 being way more ambitious, why they would maybe make that a separate project. But I also feel like the initial plan to make a multiplayer Last of Us 2 started out nothing like what it ended up being this 80% complete game. Obviously we nobody fucking knows because we never saw anything besides one image shared at I think Jeff Keighley's Summer Games Fest, right?
Yeah.
But
I,
like,
I think
I
this
mean,
this quote here in the article is interesting. This is from Vineet Agarwal, who was the director on Last of Us Online.
mhm,
He said basically at one point a decision had to be made. Okay, make this game or the next game that Neil Druckmann was directing. And so kind of naturally you can understand what happened there. They
mhm.
had they had to pick the game that was the kind of the bread and butter of the studio rather than the experimental game that I was working on and I believe was going to be really big. But unfortunately couldn't see the light of day. That was a devastating moment for me because I spent 7 years working on that game
Oh my
and it was soul
god.
crushing. I remember honestly finding out that it was getting canceled 24 hours before it was announced to the public. That's how I found out the game getting canceled. It was unfortunate, and they had to do that because they have control of they have to control the messaging.
This is just in line with Sony's just bombastic strategy this generation of just doubling down on the multiplayer online space and just doubling back and being like, "Oh shit, this isn't working. Now we have to course correct." Now we have devs that worked on a project for almost a decade that will never see the light of day. That is insane. Like, I cannot even imagine like working on a passion project for a year and having it scraps, much less like, oh my god, I just can't even fathom.
Yeah, and
I
like
would I would
as
quit.
I
Just
like
quit games. Yeah, I
yeah,
couldn't do it.
I kind of think he did quit. I'm not sure. Uh, Yeah, he's since left Naughty Dog and moved to Japan to found a new studio. But yeah, like I also like I agree with this guy. Like I think this would have been the big live
Mm-hmm.
service games that Sony was looking for. Um and I think it's so like the reason for the cancellation is, in my opinion, really weird. It's like, okay, yeah, I understand that you had to pick between one of these games, but like, what if Sony wants this kind of live service pivot to happen? Why don't you just spin this off into like a sister studio for Naughty Dog?
Right. That's why I don't understand why it's like it's either this or that. It's like, bro, we've been working on this for 7 years. What do you mean this or that?
Yeah,
And of course, like, what if I chose this? Like, that doesn't mean Intergalactic doesn't get made because that's gonna get made. But like,
yeah, and it's like
it's
Sony has the resources to just staff up,
yeah,
and like
and
I could have seen them taking like a part of the the Last of Us Online team and spinning that out. And then I don't know, crazy choice here. You had an online multiplayer studio that by all means had some very talented people in Firewalk,
mm-hmm,
where instead of just firing all those people, you could have taken some of those people and put them on the Last of Us Online project, and then let, of course, the core Last of Us Online team lead them. Because
right,
obviously the issue with Concord wasn't like that it wasn't well made. The issue was the vision, the creative team at the top of that game. They obviously had really skilled workers on that team, because like by all means, like the game looked really high quality and it ran well and all of this stuff. It's like those people would have been great to use on the Last of Us Online project. So yeah, like if I had been in charge of this move, I would have to in order to not like understaff Naughty Dog too much, I would have just taken like the core team at Last of Us Online, maybe like at max like 20, 30 people, something like that. Take those people, and then because they would have known at that point that they were gonna, like, at the point of cancellation for Last of Us Online, we the Concord failure had already happened, right?
yeah,
So, and but Firewalk wasn't dead yet, I believe.
correct,
So at that point, they would have known the future of Firewalk, and I believe they're also in California. So they could have moved the Last of Us Online team out over there, and then been like, "You guys are like the," and they would have probably like just for just for PR purposes, they would have still shut down Firewalk, but basically take the skeleton of Firewalk and turn that into like Naughty Dog South or North or whatever. I don't
right.
know where they are located to Santa Monica. Um, and let the Last of Us Online team basically lead the studio. And
And instead, here we
it's
are.
not like they wouldn't have any people at Naughty Dog that wouldn't be lined up to be potential future CEOs or anything of the company. They, because Naughty Dog has always promoted people from within. They've never like hired outside people to lead the company. So they probably have people that are lined up to replace Evan Wells and no, Evan Wells is already out. You know, I think Druckmann is the sole president of the company right now, I believe. So they probably have internal people that are lined up to replace Druckmann whenever he doesn't want to roll anymore.
Yeah,
So they could have taken some of those people, one of them to lead this new sister studio. Um, so yeah, that's what I would have done, because that fixes literally every problem that Sony had. They fixed the problem with that Concord wasn't the thing that they wanted it to be. Last of Us Online was clearly the thing they wanted it to be, but the issue was that Naughty Dog wasn't the team to make it anymore, because they, I don't know, suddenly realized that they would have to support this game, and basically transform the entire studio into a multiplayer studio. So just make a multiplayer studio, like I don't. And since you're shutting down a
Wait, we have
studio
to keep
anyway,
working on
like,
this thing?
yeah,
What?
and since you're shutting down an incredibly skilled team anyway, why not just take those people and replace the leads, basically? So yeah,
Well, I don't
I feel
know.
like this
If you're
fixes
planning
every
on also
problem. It makes so
if
much
you're
sense
also
in my mind, but
planning to cancel that God of War live service game, maybe have a studio over there help out too or something. Geez. And then it still begs the question for me of like, and I'm not a hating ass hater here, but how did the Horizon one still get through? Like it's like of all the ones to come out, it's the least interesting to me.
yeah,
I don't understand.
I think about Last of Us Online so much.
Yeah.
Like,
It could have been sick,
yeah,
yeah.
like it has so much potential. Like, think about all the gameplay mechanics in The Last of Us Part 2, and then think about that in the framework. Now, I don't know if they would have actually done this, but this is something I would have wanted. Think about all those mechanics that you have in Last of Us Part 2 in the framework of a Last of Us themed battle royale game.
Yeah.
Dude, I would have
It'd be
literally
incredible,
never
yeah.
played anything else for the rest of time. Like, I have over 100 hours in No Return in The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered, because I absolutely love the gameplay of The Last of Us Part 2.
Mhm.
And I played a lot of factions in the first Last of Us back when that came out on PS3. And I actually played even more of it when they did remastered on PS4. Um, I would have played even more of it if they still had factions mode in the
Yeah.
remake. Um, so like I would have played this a lot. Like, I'm a single player person. Like, I do not play online multiplayer games very much at all. And I would have played this game so much.
Yep. The the one thing that I remember Ryan brought it up in one of the episodes. It was Bungie, a lot of people from Bungie or something went over there to check it out and like gave some feedback, and apparently the game wasn't shaping up quite where they would have wanted it to be. But how much of that is actually Bungie giving them the reality check of like, oh yeah, you're gonna do this and this, which means this is what needs to be supported. Because I know like we clown on like how did y'all not see that coming, but I wonder if that's what kind of was really at play where Bungie's like, oh no, we've been doing this for a while. You're gonna need this much support on this side. You're gonna have to build this back up, this over there, and that was ultimately the nail in the coffin. Like once the reality of that kind of set in or something. But I don't know. It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
80% is crazy. That's wild. That you would like it. It's the same thing with like the Batgirl movie getting canceled and thrown away after it was already completed, literally in post production. It's like, man, you just threw that away as a tax write off. Like, how is that more financially responsible than just releasing it? Or like, if it's that close, like, come on, man, just take the extra like dice roll if you have to, even if it
Mhm.
sucks and gets fucking concorded. Or well, I
But
guess that does hurt the
even
last
there,
just
like,
brand if it's bad.
as much as I wish they didn't do the Batgirl thing, that was like a situation where the plan was always to release it into HBO Max. And it's like,
Right.
so it wasn't really gonna make any money. Like, you could have done like a theatrical run maybe or something like that. But like with The Last of Us Online, that would have at least made hundreds of millions of dollars.
No big deal. Just a couple hundred mils.
Yeah. Even if the game sucked, it would have still made hundreds of millions of dollars because it's The Last of Us. But at the
Yeah.
same, like, I understand if they felt like it wasn't gonna be the quality of The Last of Us, it would have tarnished the franchise. But like, I don't know. From what everything that I've heard from people who have played this game was good.
Yeah. Sucks. I mean, like the joke of like save the last of us online. It is dead, right? Like there's no hope, right? There's no
Yeah,
like
I mean, I don't. At this
opium.
point, it
Yeah,
is dead. Probably. I mean, when you have the
crazy.
director it doesn't even work at Naughty Dog anymore, like yeah, it's dead,
I kind of
which
miss the
sucks.
days when the shitty multiplayer was like tacked on games. Because then
Yeah,
you had like the random gyms where it was like Uncharted tacked on multiplayer, and you're like, all right, here we go. And then you play it, it's like,
dude,
shit, this
the
kind of
Uncharted
slap.
the Uncharted multiplayer was awesome. Like all three versions of the Uncharted multiplayer, like in 2, 3, and 4, they were
It's
all
just like you
sick.
said, the gameplay in those games are so fun and like it's so different than any other multiplayer game. And they literally just were like, no, just play the game in multiplayer. It's like, oh shit, yeah, that's a good idea. And it's really fucking fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's hoping Intergalactic will be worth it. I think it
Yes.
will be, but
Yeah, I
at the
mean,
same time,
it looks awesome.
I can't wait for that game. Let's move on. Let's see. The next news story we got queued up. This one's from Polygon. We've got Resident Evil creators new studio acquired by Stellar Blade Dev teases a new horror game. Shinji Mikami is back and making a new game under new owner Shift Up. And you know a little bit more about this, Dennis, if you want to take it.
Um well, I mean, that's kind of it.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean Shinji Mikami, who's best known as like the director of the original Resident Evil and Resident Evil 4, was also producer of Devil May Cry and Dino Crisis. He left Capcom in 2006 to co-found Platinum Games, where he directed Vanquish, and then he formed Tango Gameworks in 2010, where he directed and produced The Evil Within, Hi-Fi Rush, and Ghostwire Tokyo. So you know, there's a
Pedigree.
lot of pedigree there. And since Microsoft shut down Tango Gameworks, of course it was revived by what are they called again?
I don't
Um,
remember.
it's the one the ones who own PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
Oh, I didn't realize that was them.
I don't remember what they're named right now. But yeah, they of course
Crafton?
Krafton, right? They
Yeah.
acquired Tango Gameworks and Hi-Fi Rush, and revived the studio. But yeah, Mikami left uh, after that to found a new company called Unbound, and now they have basically announced that they're teaming up with Shift Up to make a new horror game.
Does that mean there's not going to be a Stellar Blade 2, or is that still in the cards? Stellar Blade 2 happening?
Oh yeah, no, that's still happening. I mean, as far as I understand, it's a Shift Up serving as the publisher.
Oh, okay, gotcha. That's so cool. Man, and what a cool team up because like, man, this dude's done everything as well, like survival horror, then the Platinum Games where it's like crazy action stuff. And like, I don't know, like the Stellar Blade team mixed up with this guy could cook up something really fucking cool.
Mm. It's gonna be sexy as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
No, I don't assume that Shift Up's uh tendency to make very anime sexualized games is going to impact this game at all. Um I think it's just like a
But here's
situation
hoping.
where I think it's just a situation where like they have amassed so much money from the success of Stellar Blade and Goddess of Victory Nike that
Yeah.
now they can be a publisher and publish stuff that they think is pretty cool. Um, so yeah.
I'm just glad that he's still making games because, man, he got fucked over pretty hard. Like, granted, Ghostwire, right? Tokyo
Mm,
wasn't really my jam when I tried it out, but like, dude, like I loved Evil Within, and like, of course, I don't know how much he was involved in Hi-Fi Rush, but that studio put out some good shit.
mm.
It's a shame that like went down the way it did, but yeah, I'm excited that he's making a new thing, and I'll be excited whenever we see something of it.
Yeah, I have Evil Within 1 and 2 on Steam. I want to play them. I haven't
You
gotten
never played
around
them?
to it. No, I haven't gotten around to it.
Oh, they're
Uh
sick.
yeah, I feel like I definitely need to play them as someone who really loves Resident Evil and Dead Space and Alan Wake and all these
Mhm.
third person horror games. Um yeah.
You know, like, this guy, I mean, started out in Resident Evil, and, like, when Resident Evil was bad, we had Evil Within. And Evil Within probably kinda paved the way to the RE2 remake style, because like,
Mm,
it was very much like that over the shoulder, survival horror. Those games, the second one, I don't like quite as much as the first one, but the first one is very scary and, really cool psychological horror stuff. I definitely recommend it, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the line it influenced the RE team to get back into that kind of style.
mm.
Yeah, not much left to say about that. Let's talk about how you could be in a video game. PlayStation wants you, everybody. They're starting a draft. Um So there's this is a buckle up for this one because like this one's very confusing. Uh, okay, so hold on, let me pull it up. The PlayStation blog made a post and they introduced what they're calling the player base. And I'll just kind of read it. From the PlayStation blog, we've got introducing the base, bringing PlayStation's biggest fans into blockbuster PlayStation video games. And the big like image is like, you've been a part of our history. Now be a part of our future. And just got this like very like spacey logo, the player base with the PlayStation
Mm,
symbols. And it says starting today, everybody, lock in. Starting today, fans can apply for an opportunity to step into Gran Turismo 7 with additional games to be announced in the future. For over 30 years, we've continued to look for ways to celebrate our gaming community, which has been a vital role in PlayStation's history and future. Today, we're excited to bring some of our devoted PlayStation fans even closer to the PlayStation experience. They're introducing the player base, and I went through here and read, and they've got basically at the bottom, it's like sign up and submit your application for the player base. All this is super vague, by the way. It's just like,
yeah.
the fuck are we talking about? And then you click on the link to sign up, and it's literally like, what is the player base? And it says the player base is your chance to appear in a PlayStation game. And the way that it works apparently is you share your story with PlayStation and tell them why PlayStation is important to you. And if you get selected, you go to one of their visual art studios and they just scan you to be featured in a game with no compensation mentioned or no payment for your likeness or nothing like that is described or mentioned in here. Maybe in the terms of services, I don't know. So far, the only participating game is Gran Turismo 7, which is funny because you only see cars but also, what the fuck? Like, why?
Yeah, I mean, if you don't get paid for this, then it's like like so then it would be like so extremely blatant exploitation of fans, where it's
Yeah,
like all you're basically exploiting, you're telling people to tell you their like extremely personal story of their history with PlayStation. Like on the sign up page, there's like a photo from like clearly from like the 90s or what. Yeah, no, yeah, from the early 2000s
it's like
with
somebody opening a
someone.
birthday present.
Yes, yeah, someone's opening like a birthday present that is a PS2 and is extremely excited. So so yeah, like it's like you're already paying people to do this. So like what's the play here? Like are you still going to pay these people? Like if this is just like what they're already doing, but with the addition of the fun thing that the people are PlayStation fans, that's awesome. That's really cool. But like if you're not actually paying these people the same rates that you're paying a professional to get scanned, then that's bad.
Yeah,
But they
it,
don't
it
specify that to any extent anywhere.
yeah, I mean, it seems like they do outright kind of say that they're not. Like they make it sound like, man, you'll get to be in a PlayStation game. Isn't that so cool, PlayStation fan? And it's just
Yeah,
like, what? Like, I guess that'd be kind of neat, but also like, it's not the same as like a studio being like, yo, you'd be kind of cool as this character or whatever. It's not like they're choosing you for any reason other than like, yeah, thanks, fan. Now let me use your likeness for God knows what for some AI farm to maybe harvest. I don't know. Like, but like, what are we doing here? Like, are they out of ideas for character design, or like they're like, what if we didn't have to pay the models? What if we just got the fans involved? We can save a buck, and our fans will be in the games. Win, win, win. It's like that's fucking weird, man. I don't know. I don't
mm.
like it.
So Diego says in chat, don't gotta pay artists to rig models when you got randoms. Doesn't work like that. When you're scanning someone, there is still an immense amount of work by an artist to make that into a usable model.
Right.
So yeah, like
It's
there's
skipping out on the
no.
model, is what it is.
Yeah, the only thing they're changing here is the person's being scanned, because they're already scanning people.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess like listen, if they were like, "Yo, Curly, you want to be in the next Crash Bandicoot game?" I'd be like, "Whoa, yeah, come scan me up, daddy." But like, I don't know, this is just it's weird. And again, it'd be kind of cool to do as long as there's some sort of compensation. Like, then fine, sure. Like, I don't know. It's weird though. I'll be very interested to see like if this actually lasts, if this like has any legs, like longevity, or if it's something that just kind of quietly goes away, just because, like, man. Also, do they mention do you have to pay to get there, or do they fly you out there, or like what?
it says at the bottom of the sign up page that no purchases or payments are required to participate or win.
I meant like, will they fly you out to the art studio to get scanned,
I mean,
or
presumably. I mean, if they don't,
okay,
that's
yeah, yeah. It says including Promo Veritas, Sony Interactive will organize and cover the cost of travel and lodging for the prize. Okay. So yeah, I wonder how many people would be even picked for it, or if it's like I don't know, 2 or 3 people per game. Then maybe I can maybe if I tell myself it's more just like a contest giveaway to be like, hey, yeah, come be in the game. I'm like, okay, sure. So maybe it's not all evil.
yeah. I mean, it's current year. I mean, it's not. it's not usually that weird to assume that there are that there are evil reasons for any of this stuff. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, as I said, like if this is literally just, wouldn't it be cool if the people in our games were our fans instead of just random people? Like, yeah, if you're paying them the
That's
same and
yeah.
all that stuff, then yeah, that's pretty cool. And if that's the case, then yeah, this is pretty cool. But
But probably not.
yeah, at the same time, like, no, I feel like most of the hardcore PlayStation fans, they're probably not gonna look like the people you want to have in your game.
Yeah. It's like
Um,
I'm gonna tell my story, but they're gonna take 3 looks at me and be like, "That guy's not gonna be in,
yeah,
God of War."
this guy's too fat.
Yeah. Look at that guy's shiny ass forehead. He ain't in here. I can scan that thing from a mile away. No, I'm good.
So yeah, I get the kind of the impression that um because it's like get chosen, and if you're chosen you can win. It's like, yeah, that it's there's gotta be a lot of like oh, this guy doesn't look good enough.
Yeah. Uh, it'll be interesting to see, like, the winners, how many, and hopefully it is like one of those, like you said, like they'll end up getting compensated and it'll be a great time and great deal. And
Mm.
then they can have me be in the next Gran Turismo 8. That'd be fun.
Yeah,
Moving on.
again, also like Diego said, like create models, not rig them. Wrong term. I don't really know what you mean. It's like rigging the model is also not getting replaced by anything here. Creating the model, not getting replaced by anything here. Again, like the only thing in the entire workflow that's getting replaced here is that they're getting a different person to be scanned in the first place.
Yeah.
Like
Also, I love this.
the entire workflow of actually taking that scan and turning it into a useful model is unchanged.
Love his comment. Yo, I always wanted to be corpse number 48687. So stupid. Um, let's see. We've got a couples more. One starting with speaking of corporate greed, Disney reportedly is keen on buying Fortnite developer Epic Games, but waiting for the right moment. There's not really much to go off of here except like there's been some talks of like some big wig at Disney being like, could be kind of nice if we own that their Epic. We've got 19 fucking million of the our characters and IP in their game, so like guess that makes sense to them. Um
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so it was veteran tech reporter Alex Heath. I know this guy. He used to work at The Verge. I follow The Verge a lot.
Uh,
So this is he's credible. Like this was the guy that leaked that Meta was gonna change their name to Meta before Meta did it.
mm,
Like he knows his shit. And basically he said on a podcast called the Town Podcast, I know for a fact that there are senior executives in Disney who want them to buy Epic and are just waiting for that moment. And then there are others who think it's a bad idea. If Epic ever sold, uh, if it ever decided to call it quits on being an independent company, Disney would be the natural home for it for a lot of reasons. That's what he said. And so yeah, I have a few issues, and it's I don't think it's anything up to what Alex Heath said, but I just don't think that Tim Sweeney would sell his company. Um,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that would happen. Like, he is way too much of like an activist using Fortnite to sue companies situation. That I don't think he would just let go of that power that he has. Um and as Heath mentions later here as well, is that Epic is a founder controlled company. So this would be entirely up to Tim Sweeney whether or not he would approve this or not. Um, but in the case of this happening, let's say this happened, it's very clear that all Disney would want is Fortnite.
Hmm.
And like I do think it makes a lot of sense because if you're thinking about it, like Disney has had a lot of appearances in Fortnite where like with Star Wars, Marvel, Pixar, and Disney characters. So they know very well how much Fortnite has helped them.
Hmm.
Um, like otherwise they wouldn't be interested in this, which means that they have found material information to prove that Fortnite is actually helping them a lot from like a marketing perspective. And like it was so much that I mean, again, like the most infamous moment I think in like in like Disney Fortnite history where you know how uh the Rise of Skywalker starts with a crawl where it mentions how Palpatine announced how he's alive. That announcement happens in Fortnite,
Right.
which is a
Ridiculous.
choice. Like that is a
Yeah.
choice. Um so and yeah, they've done more Star Wars Fortnite stuff, and of course it was wasn't the first Disney character in Fortnite, wasn't that Thanos in conjunction with Infinity War and Endgame?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Um
Yeah, I remember the Infinity Gauntlet weapon being a huge deal and stuff, so that seems right.
so yeah, so yeah, I do definitely see that. Yeah, they see the value in this. My fear and issue with this is that as someone who makes a video game, the Buddy Signal, go wish list on Steam.
Hell yeah.
As someone who makes a game in Unreal Engine, I don't think Disney cares about Unreal Engine.
Mhm.
And I don't think they would go as far as to shut Unreal Engine down because Fortnite runs on Unreal Engine. They need it. But I do wonder if it would still be as kind of well developed, or if we would prosper under Disney, or if they
Yeah.
would like
I mean, the
remove.
innovation
Yeah,
behind it would probably stop, like
yeah, like
it
I would be afraid that they. Thank you, Diego, for posting the link to my game in chat.
you mean your game, The Buddy Signal, that's now on the Steam storefront that you can wish list now?
Exactly. Um, so yeah, I think
One of our 5 audio listeners, pull over right the fuck now.
pull over right the fuck now. Go wish us the game. Um, so yeah, it's I would question how that would go. I could see a future where they like spin off Unreal Engine into a separate company, maybe. Or like then like why would they just like say no to benefiting of Unreal Engine? It's like I don't know. There's a lot of
Yeah,
questions there, and I don't
I mean,
really
the
have
whole Epic
the.
storefront as well, like, I mean, not that that's, like, the biggest thing in the world,
Mhm.
but it's, like, the closest thing Steam has to a actual PC competitor until Xbox gets its things rolling. But like that would just be like I don't see Disney giving a lick of fucks for that. Like,
Lick of
that is
fucks.
which like in great like I'm not really a PC gamer, so like I don't have any affinity for Steam. But like I kind of like Epic Game Store, the free games constantly. Like I kind of bank on that. Like it's kind of cool. But like I
No,
mean,
fuck that.
yeah, that that shit's
I've
gone pecan.
previously claimed multiple times how like there was one time like years ago where they offered all of the Batman Arkham games for free on Epic Game Store, and
Oh, I got those.
I went to Steam and bought them.
The free games is the only good part about it. Yeah, I mean, listen, again, I've got no affinity for Steam, so anytime I'm on it, I'm confused as fuck. Like, me and Alex spent like an hour and a half one time just trying to get a game on my profile on his profile. It was trash. I think
Yeah, no,
PC gaming in general is ass, y'all.
the the Epic Game Store is like hilariously terrible, like from a lot of different perspectives. Like there was this I saw this one time a comment that explained why the Epic Game Store sucks so much. Like because the act, it's not just like what they're doing like decisions wise with the thing, but like also just the app itself is so terrible. Like it's so incredibly unoptimized and slow and unresponsive and terrible to use and awful and everything sucks. Um, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find that comment here in time. But it was insane. Like it's basically like running this ancient browser. Like so you know how like some native apps are like basically web apps within, like they're called Electron apps.
Mhm.
Um because they're running in this essentially like a Chrome browser called Electron. Um so it isn't an Electron app, but instead it's like a similar thing, but on top of that, it's running an instance of the actual UI system from Unreal Engine. Um which is also rendering on the server side apparently. So it's not even rendering on your computer, which means that there's
Interesting.
like a network thing there as well. It's like I don't know. It's awful.
I wonder and again, I don't imagine any of this matters anyway, because I'm kind of in agreement with you where I don't think they'd sell. But like then again, it's like I wouldn't like the buddy signal. If I was you, I wouldn't sell that either. But like if Mr. Disney came up, it's like I'll give you $40 billion. I'd be like, all right, I guess I gotta. Like
$40 billion.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's like,
no.
yeah, all right. I mean, what am I gonna do? Uh so you
What
never
am I
know.
gonna do? What?
What am I gonna do? I'll sell anything for $40 billion. But I'm just purely speculating just for funsies because mom and dad aren't here today. How long
I
before
like
we
how
get the
Ryan
Fortnite?
is both mom and dad.
Yeah. How long before we get a Fortnite movie on Disney Plus?
I
When
don't
are we
know,
getting that?
tomorrow. At this point, it's gonna be some like AI slop that Disney
Dude, it would be
generates
like
on ChatGPT.
it would just be like Ready Player One but animated.
Yeah, probably, and AI.
Yeah, absolutely. Disney hates AI now, but they don't.
Yeah, no, they love AI.
But they do, except they don't. Go ahead and take this one, Dennis. You put in a story. Take Two's head of AI. Speaking of, and his team are no longer at the company.
Yes. So in a Another based move by Take Two, because I don't know if you've noticed, Strauss Zelnick, the CEO of Take Two, is actually kind of based.
I did not notice.
So first of all, even back in the day, he was one of the first ones to publicly talk about how Game Pass doesn't make any sense. Um, he has also consistently been in favor of games being good.
What a
Um,
wild take.
what a wild take, I know. Like, for example, for a long time, they have been trying to make a new Bioshock game. And this game has been rebooted multiple times. Why has it been rebooted multiple times? Because, as Strauss Zelnick himself has said, it wasn't good enough to stand next to the other Bioshock games.
Hmm.
And they like he's also made the statement where great is the new good in in video games, where it's like you can't you can't just get by with making a good game, you have to make a great game.
Yeah, I mean, everything's so oversaturated, and
Exactly.
there's so many great games that, like, nobody's got time to play a good game.
Exactly. So like in their like the reason why they're willing to just keep retrying on BioShock is because they believe they have to make something that's great and stands next to the other BioShock, the greatness of the other BioShock games, and not just like throw out some new slot, you know? And
Yeah,
like that's also, you can see that same philosophy when it comes to GTA. Like they're giving GTA 6 all the time in the world to be the greatest game of all time, because they know that when that game comes out, it is going to print money.
yeah,
Um, and like delaying it another year is nothing in the face of all of the money that it's going to make when it comes out and is really good.
yeah, and it's not like they're hurting for money with
Yeah,
GTA 5 still printing money to this day.
exactly, exactly. So I say all of this, prefacing this by how based Strauss Zelnick seems to be.
Mm, I like it.
Again, he's a CEO. I'm not gonna praise him too much. Like he's probably a rich asshole to some extent.
Yeah, he's still a billionaire, fuck him, but, like,
Yeah,
he's pretty
exactly. But of course, like in as every company's gonna do, they've been researching and developing AI to see like how it can be applied to video games and all that. And he made a statement earlier this year where he said that the idea that Grand Theft Auto 5, that a game like Grand Theft Auto 6 could be made by AI is laughable. Which again,
hey,
another based ass statement from
yeah,
Strauss Zelnick. Um, so now it seems like that statement has kind of come to a head, and they've just straight up fired their head of AI at Take Two.
mm,
Um, and yeah, so it seems like they don't really believe that AI can be used in any kind of useful way in within game development. And I mean, I give them props to the fact that they tried. They did some real research to see like, hey, can we use this in any meaningful way? And then it's like, oh yeah, no, all it can do is like weird ass slop, and it's not really gonna benefit us in any way. Where we still need a
right.
lot of really talented people to make something out of the slop that this thing generates. So like, okay, yeah, fuck it, throw it out, and fuck you and bye.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, absolutely, like, it is the big thing where it's like, "Hey, if you're not using this, you're getting left behind." It's like, well, the ones that are using it are getting nowhere with it, like,
Yeah,
it is it in fact, like, look at the DLSS 5 or whatever the fuck, like, they're taking lick after lick since releasing that. It's just like, why embarrass yourself? Like, if it was me, I'd make the same decision, like, bro, anybody with an AI title either's got to move to a different division or they're gone. Because like right now, that is the buzzword that will kill a game right now. Like, I mean, nobody wants it. Nobody wants it in games.
Yeah. I mean, it's even going like I think I mean, you can see how Embark, the developers of Arc Raiders, they recently said that they're starting to remove AI voices from the game with
Mm-hmm.
actual voice lines from voice actors. Uh, and I think that's a situation where it's like, oh, the only valid criticism against our really great game is the fact that we have AI voice actors in the game. Let's remove the only thing that the only criticism that people have. Like, it's just such a valid thing to do, especially when they're probably making buttloads of money on that game. It's
Yeah.
like, what are you saving? You know? And I mean, the argument that Embark has had on using, because they've also been very clear about the fact that the people who the AI voices are based on are paid.
Mm.
Uh, like they trained on their voices and they were paid to do so. So like it's not. I don't think the ethics is not really a
Yeah.
part of that conversation, in my opinion, because the people are getting paid.
Yeah.
Um, the reason why they've claimed to use it is because a designer can simply just write a line, generate it, and put it in the game. It's a workflow thing for them. Um,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like even like the efficiencies that you get out of that is just not worth the negative PR that you get from, because
Yeah.
even
Exactly.
even if you were to um try to, which they have, like they've tried to kind of like explain the angle that they have and like how people are getting paid and everything, but like people are not gonna know that. They're gonna hear like, oh, this is an AI slop game or whatever.
Yep.
That's all they're gonna know. So like you can't have like any nuance in that situation. And like AI is just such a big topic where like either you are like an AI tech bro or you hate AI. And in my opinion, I don't think there is a gray area to be in.
Yeah. You
Like,
can't be in middle ground anymore.
yeah, there is no middle ground there. Even though there technically is a middle ground, I don't think you can afford that middle
Yeah.
ground anymore. So yeah, it's just gonna be a thing where people who hate AI, they're gonna hate on the game for not valid reasons. So yeah, it's just better to remove that from the equation entirely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I do think that that's where everything's going to go, unless we see some form of transformative, another like transformative step in AI development, which I don't think we're gonna see with the technology we have. But like I wrote a comment on like, I think this was on The Verge wrote a story recently that was about DLSS, and like the premise was like that uh Nvidia has lost the lost the plot with gamers, that they don't
Mm-hmm.
really understand what they want. Um, I wrote a comment on that story. I don't know if I can find it here, but I felt like my take was actually kind of pretty good there. Um, but yeah, I found the story. Let's see, go to the comments. Riveting. Uh,
Yeah. Dennis thinks he's so cool with his nice take.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, hold on.
Man, don't forget, Daddy Mommy's not here. All right. Don't worry about the content today. It's just about
Exactly,
having
exactly.
a good
Like
time, bro. Just
we're all fucking good here.
Yeah, we're good, dude. We don't have to worry about that buttoned up bitch.
All right. So basically, I was replying to someone who was like, it doesn't matter what people want, like the game developers are gonna use AI because it's gonna be cheaper and easier or whatever. So this was my comment. The Verge just reported on going to GDC and seeing that basically everyone there doesn't want to use AI. By the way, that was another great story that I think we forgot because it came out like right after we did the show last time.
Right.
Um, GDC was like full of companies selling AI tech for game devs, and nobody wanted it.
Yep.
The Verge had a story on it. The headline was AI is all over GDC except in the games themselves. Which fire headline. Anyway, so
Yeah.
like uh they just reported on going to GDC and seeing that basically everyone there doesn't want to use AI. Ultimately, making a game isn't slave labor, and even with AI tools, you still need a talented team to put it all together into an attractive product. So they need people to want to work for them, people that can make games that will sell well. With gamers also probably being the most anti AI consumer group as well, it's going to just be easier to exclude AI and end up with a great product that the execs that will give the execs the riches they desire. We've already seen this happening with a previously pro AI studio, Embark, starting to backpedal on AI voices in Arc Raiders. So that's like kind of my take, and I think it's kind of working out really, which is like it's just easier. Any benefit that you're getting from AI is just not really going to be worth it in the end.
Mhm.
So yeah, again, like unless we see some kind of transformative change here, where and I think what would need to happen is one, the AI slop look needs to go away. Like it would have to, and I don't know how you get that to go away because it's like kind of fundamental to how the technology works, which is like basically how all AI technology works is that it's the average of everything in the training data.
Mhm.
Um, so like regardless of what you do, it's still gonna look average. Which is kind of the why it looks so bad.
Right.
Um, the other thing that would need to change is that the models needs to be ethically trained. It needs to be trained on data that the humans that made the data, where the humans that made the data are actually paid for the usage
Like the
of
Arc
that
Raiders
content.
example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So exactly, and that's why I think like the uses of AI voices in Arc Raiders is an ethical usage of them because the data that those voices were trained on are people that were paid for that work.
Right.
And that is, to be honest, that is my entire problem with AI. Is the fact is the how and that's like the same thing with like the reason why we like DLSS outside of DLSS 5 is because it's trained on game footage where
Mhm.
it's like and it's used within the games of the game footage where that they're trained on. So like it's all like it's I don't know, it's just like all kind of a good situation there. It's like when you have something like what was Google's Genie model, that model that could make like a 60-second interactive experience. Like
Right.
that was just kind of trained on stolen footage of games on YouTube and made and used to make something else. Like even if Nvidia trains DLSS on like stolen footage on YouTube, it's ultimately used within the games that they're trained on. They're not used to make
Right.
something else, right? But even then,
It's
it's like Nvidia, as far as I understand, Nvidia actually creates the footage that DLSS is trained on because they need it in absurdly high resolutions.
it kind of reminds me of like and it's maybe controversial or divisive at least. A real world example is like the James Earl Jones consenting to AI voice Darth Vader moving forward. It's like man, that sucks. But at the same time, it's like it is trained on the man giving that performance, and the man consented to do it. Like he wants to still live as that character. It's like, okay, yeah, I can kind of get behind that. Like, I wish that AI wasn't used for the wrong reasons, but whenever it's used in an ethical way, like I don't necessarily have anything wrong with it.
Mm.
That being said, the gray area, not worth it. like,
Yeah,
like at this point in time, we're just not there. Like, you could spin it any fucking way you want to. Like, as soon as like it gets word out that like your game has any kind of generative AI, it doesn't matter what it was trained on. That's already a red flag.
yeah,
Just get away from it.
yeah. And also, like, I think the big issue with, but at the same time, I think this is a solved problem. Like, I think that the big issue with a lot of AI voice stuff, even if you have like an ethically trained AI voice and everything, a lot of like AI voices is just text to voice.
Right.
I think what you
True.
need is like performance to performance situation where it's
Mhm.
like you have an like so let's say you were to do AI Darth Vader in an ethical and good manner. What you would do is to get a good actor who probably sounds kind of similar to James Earl Jones and have him
Mhm.
actually perform the line, and then you generate the James Earl Jones line based on this guy's performance.
Yeah, exactly.
Because otherwise, you just get like, I am Darth Vader. I have
right.
no emotion in my voice, which is also like, it's kind of also why AI Darth Vader kind of makes sense because he is kind of very unemotional in how he talks.
True.
Um, which is also like kind of why it worked in like Book of Boba Fett with Luke Skywalker because
Mhm.
Jedi Luke Skywalker is very monotone.
Right. No, absolutely. Which, by the way, I finally started rewatching that show, and I just got past the episode with like the the fucking Grogu and Luke training and stuff. I'm like, man, I don't hate this as much as I should. But
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like he looked awful in Mandalorian season 2. But
yeah.
like they the reason why they nailed it pretty well in, and again, there is no gray area for AI, but like still like it looks pretty good in
Mhm.
Book of Boba Fett. The reason why is because in the intervening years, there was a guy on YouTube who basically got famous for doing this better. And Disney just straight up hired him.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking
They
cool.
just straight up hired him to do both the face replacement in the Book of Boba Fett and in Indiana Jones 5.
Mm.
Which is why both of them look pretty good. But yeah, I think the issue with uh the one in Book of Boba Fett, because I think again I think it looks good. I think the problem why you would think it looks weird is because you know Mark Hamill isn't that young anymore. If
Mhm.
you don't know, I don't think you clock that at all.
Yeah, man, there was like a good bit where I was like, man, did they just find another actor that is just Mark Hamill's twin? And I'm like, no, that's stupid. Like, and then you focus, and then you can tell. But then I'm like, do I only know because I know? Like, I had
Mm.
that exact conundrum. I'm like, shit, that's wild.
Yeah, like the only issue I think with that scene is that the voice is just text to voice.
Yeah, the
Um,
voice is off. It's weird,
yeah,
but to your point, Luke Skywalker's voice is just kind of off in the first place.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I love Mark Hamill to death, and I love his voice in particular, but his performance as Luke is a little eh,
yeah.
almost
I
all.
mean, oh, let's not go into controversial. The Last Jedi. I think Mark Hamill's best appearance as Luke Skywalker is in The Last Jedi because he became a better actor
Yeah,
after
I
doing
totally
Star
get it.
Wars. Like that's my opinion. He just straight up became a better actor later.
Dude, I
Um,
love his performance in that movie. Fuck, dude, Daddy, Mommy ain't here. We can say what we want to, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
say it.
Yeah, like I've always kind of had the opinion of like in episode 4 and 5, he's just like a whiny baby who's like, where, the force doesn't exist, where, I have to try, where, Yoda, stop sitting on my back, where. That's him through the whole fucking those 2 movies. And then he just shows up in episode 6 like, I'm a Jedi.
Yeah.
I am perfect. I am the best. I am everything. I'm a Jedi master. It's like, bro, you're a child. You just started dressing black for some reason.
Yeah.
And now
He's
you're
got a cool
like,
green saber.
yeah, now you're like cool. It's like this was not earned to any extent.
Bro, it's been like 3 weeks. Calm down.
Technically it was like 5 years between those 2
Yeah.
movies. But yeah, like so yeah, I've always had a problem with that. I just never kind of bought that. That thing is like looking at like Luke Skywalker's portrayal in like Legends and everything, where he's like the most perfect of everything that's perfect. Like, dude, this is so unearned in my opinion. Anyway, let's not go into a big Star Wars discussion.
It's a whole nother
tangent
for another day. Maybe next time we get to have fun, we'll just talk about Star Wars.
Exactly. But yeah, no, that's that was a long AI discussion.
Who would have thought on this podcast we were talking about AI for a while? Looking at the other ones, was there any that you wanted to hit?
I would like to mention real quick that according to the most recent Steam hardware survey, Linux usage has gone up to 5.33%.
Okay.
Which is the highest it's ever been. Now there are some caveats. Yeah, fuck Windows. So there are some caveats to this story, which is that so if in March it's now 5.33%, but that's doubled from what it was in February, which is 2.23%. And I don't think there's not been any reason to think that that the Linux user base has doubled in a month. So what actually happened is that Valve went through and removed a lot of users from China, I believe. And I don't remember entirely why, but it was something to do with like, I think it had something to do with like bots or spam or something like that. So basically what I'm getting to is that the previous data was flawed, basically. And this is a better representation of what the Linux split has been all along, which is that there have always been more Linux users than we thought.
What do you think was corrected to get the data like actually up to speed? Like,
well, I think whatever reason it was, because I know that there was a lot of people removed from mainland China. Right. I don't remember why exactly at this point, but for some reason they had a lot of invalid entries that were clearly Windows.
Stop the steal.
There were clearly Windows computers. So yeah, that's now basically the data has been corrected. And we can now see that Linux is way more popular than we thought.
Yeah, which is good.
Which I think is great.
Yeah.
I really hope Linux gets more market share, because right now, and it seems like Microsoft is starting to realize that Windows sucks. Um,
About time.
yeah, about time. Uh, they made like the guy in charge of Windows made like a statement where it was like, in the future we're gonna make sure that Windows aligns with uh what our users wants. And it's like, that wasn't already your
It's like,
what you were going for.
what's your goal, man? What do you mean?
Yeah, yeah. So so yeah, but so right now I'm like a little bit afraid that Microsoft might get their shit together before Linux gets a chance to get a real market share. Because
Yeah.
the one thing that, like, for example, let's say you're sitting there and you're a Windows user. You've not tried using Linux at all, really.
Uh,
Not on your
just a
personal
tiny
computers.
bit. I had like an Ubuntu OS partition on my Mac at one point, but that was it.
Yeah. But like, let's say you're sitting here like, oh, Windows sucks,
Mhm.
and I you're thinking of like, I might try Linux, but there are multiple reasons why you might not try it. For example, you have a lot of like audio equipment that
Mhm.
might not have software that is compatible on Linux. So you have some roadblocks ahead of you. If Microsoft actually gets their shit together and fixes Windows, that gives you a reason to never try.
Right. Yeah.
But if their shit keeps getting worse, that will only entice you more and more to give it a shot.
And
And
it
maybe
happens
in the
all the time.
yeah,
The
and
exact scenario that you're talking about, like where it's like, well, Windows updated. Now my fucking audio interface driver won't work on the goddamn thing. It's like, man.
yeah. So I hope that we still get some more time. I want Linux to at least reach like 10% or something. It kind of become a little bit more equivalent to like Mac usage basically,
Mhm.
because then I think it's reached enough of a user base to not die, basically.
Mhm.
So that's what I would like to see, and I hope that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, just going back to corporate greed and all that, it's just like it's just healthier to have an ecosystem with more players. Like
Yeah,
it's we've been rolling with Windows and Mac for way too long, and they've both sides honestly have gotten way too comfortable and just don't give a fuck anymore. So it's like if Linux starts to come up and be like, yo, we're about to be the big dogs, like we're about to be the more actually like palatable OS, like that would entice the big boys to actually like buckle up and fix shit. So like, yeah, I hope so. And if
yeah,
not, then eventually I could see myself absolutely moving to like a Linux system because at least it's open source in that case. Like I can at least like buckle down and find like a an actual community that works with the specific stuff I do that like, work on an OS level. Like that's enticing me now. Like I'm
mm,
ready to jump ship tomorrow, bro. I'm so tired of Windows fucking me over.
exactly. And like, imagine, and again, like I don't really see Mac OS as a true alternative because you can only get Mac OS on MacBooks and
Right,
on
true.
Macs. So like, if you are a Windows user, you would have to get a new computer. It's so I
Yeah.
don't really, while it technically is an alternative, it's not really an alternative. So like, I want to get to a point where, like, if you don't like Windows, you can change to Linux without having to change anything about your computer, about the hardware that you own.
Mhm.
And that would create a true scenario of competition, which would make Windows better.
True. Yeah.
And like, I think yeah, the reason why Microsoft has decided to start improving Windows, I don't think it's entirely because of Linux, unfortunately. I think that actually has more to do with MacBook Neo,
Hmm.
because I think the MacBook Neo is actually going to murder the Windows laptop market in the coming years.
Sheesh.
Like they released, I don't know if we really talked about the MacBook Neo at all, but like the MacBook Neo is a budget laptop that is made out of a unibody aluminum shell, which is something
Oh fuck.
you do not get at this price point. Um, and it performs really well. And yeah, like it only costs $600, and if you can get it for 500 with an education discount.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Um,
Damn, where was that when I was in college? We had to buy
I
MacBooks
know.
and fucking shit killed me.
And like all of the Windows computers in this price range, they're all cheap plastic
Oh, garbage. Like,
and
you
performs
might as
like
well get a
terrible.
Chromebook, which is
Exactly.
even worse than Windows. Oh my god. Don't get me
Exactly. And it's
started.
like with the MacBook Neo, you get like 20 hours of battery life or whatever, which is
Damn.
also like crazy.
Whoa.
So yeah, like
I'm about to buy one today.
imagine going to school and sitting down in the class with a $500 laptop that actually lasts all throughout the lecture without having to plug it in.
Yeah. Damn.
Not just all throughout the lecture, but all throughout all the
All day.
lectures you have
Yeah.
during that day. Like, dude, that's wild. Um, so yeah, I think that is more the true um the true reason why, because Microsoft's starting to realize that, oh shit, we can't just sit here and uh have it think that we're on the top of the world anymore.
Mm.
Um, yeah, but Linux is a part of it for sure. But I think it's mostly. Diego says in chat, I want to try Linux, but also not nuke my PC. Well, actually, I'm gonna be a Linux guy for a moment.
Ooh.
So most Linux distros have basically a mode where you can run it off a USB drive. Just to try it, basically. So what you can do, for example, you can go to like I use Fedora, for instance, not right now, but I use Fedora on my laptop, which
Maybe.
I always use it on there. So, for example, if you go to the Fedora website and get the Fedora workstation, which is the one I use, and then you create an installation media on that, then you just plug that into your PC, go into your BIOS and boot off of that drive, and then you can just straight up use Fedora.
That's cool.
Like as it's designed,
Or
of course. Like, so you're gonna performance and stuff like that is gonna be a little bit not as optimal because it's running off a USB drive, but
I was just about to say, get you a nice, good, like, external SSD, put that junk on there, you'd be flying.
yeah, and that's another thing. Like, you don't have to nuke your whole installation. You can just plug in another SSD and install Linux on that, and then boot into that.
That's
Um,
cool.
on my computer right now, I have both Windows and Fedora installed. And every time I boot up the computer, I pick which one I want to boot into. So that is an option as well. Though I would very much implore people to not do what I did, which is to. What I did was I partitioned my drive into like a Linux partition, a Windows partition, and like a shared partition. And that turns out to have been a terrible choice because that basically means if I want to if I want to switch things out, that's not as convenient anymore. I might, or I guess I could like wipe that partition So I guess it doesn't really change anyway. Whatever. It's a little scarier because I mean, if you click something
Yeah.
wrong in the installer, right, all of a sudden your Windows partition is gone. But
Yeah, I mean, it is playing a little riskier doing that way. I did have, like, a partition drive with, God, I'm old, but it was actually, like, Mac either Lion or somewhere like Snow Leopard, something ancient, and then I had, like, some random Ubuntu I found that worked with some audio software I was working with, and I rocked with that for a while, like 6 years. The partitions does work, but I did run into a lot of hiccups where, the hard drive itself started to not like things,
mm.
and then you also just lose like half or a quarter of your storage. It's like, man, if you could run it on an instance on an external SSD, like fuck yeah, that's awesome. I haven't heard Snow Leopard in years. Yeah, shut up. That's what I had a MacBook.
But yeah, so Diego, if you have like a spare drive and like a spare SSD slot in your PC, go ahead and install Linux on it. Or again, just create an installation media, plug it into your PC, boot off it, and try it out.
Play around.
Yeah,
Have fun, dude. Parents aren't home.
exactly. Ryan, aka mom and dad, aren't here.
And one last little tidbit of a news story, if you'll call it that, that I want to throw in here, because just the fiend that I am. Today, driving home from work, a little headline popped up saying Nintendo has been removing thousands of Super Mario Maker 2 levels. Tells fans they're advertising. And this is like kind of wild, like that we're having Mario Maker news. And of course, I'm going to be the one that's like, oh shit, Mario Maker, what's up? What's going on? And it's terrible news that's like literally thousands of levels are just getting nuked from Nintendo. And I tried to find the reasoning. Penga and DGR had some comments on it.
Wait,
Basically,
just
what it
just
seems
just
like.
quickly, I found the stat where the reduction came from on the Steam hardware survey. They
Mhm.
reduced simplified Chinese, so basically about Chinese systems by 31%.
Damn. Wow. Okay.
So simplified Chinese was previously in the 50% range.
Mm.
By comparison, English is 39%. Or would have been before. Now it's been like, yeah, right now it says plus 16%. So before, it would English would have been in around like 20%, something like that, 24%. So yeah, minus 30%. So that was a lot of Linux use,
Yeah, that's
apparently.
huge. Jeez.
So yeah, anyway, go back to the Mario Maker story.
Yeah, so a couple YouTubers slash Twitch streamers that I know popped up and they received notices like from Nintendo being like, basically, here I'll just read what Panga stated. He said, I recently found out by email that one of my courses was removed. The email doesn't really explain why it gets removed like in depth, but it says your nickname and that content quote you shared either through a game or through an online service has been deleted or hidden from other players because it violates the Nintendo account user agreement, including the community guidelines. And then Penga shows the email he received from Nintendo, which states the reasoning given as quote advertising and notes this is Nintendo's final decision. If violations continue, other actions such as restricting your usage of Nintendo account services may be taken. We appreciate your cooperation in creating an enjoyable online environment. And then after the check in the details, Penga noticed that the course's description, the course that got deleted, included hashtag Team Shell, the name of a Mario Maker level creation community. And what's interesting is this corroborates a bunch of like players stating that their levels were deleted seemingly for no reason. They got the same email thing, and a lot of these levels had a hashtag something, which like is really weird because a lot of like Discord communities that I follow, they'll have like I talked to Dennis beforehand, but basically similar to like a Splatfest where there'll be like a big community driven event where it's like I'm hashtag shell, I'm hashtag pipe, and you'll make levels based on pipes or shells, and now all these levels are just being nuked because of advertising question mark. and like threatening your accounts and stuff. It's so bizarre that years down the line, nobody's even playing this game anymore, sadly. And like now they're being deleted, which sucks because again, like a lot of these levels, you know, make the game what it is. So if they get deleted, that's like a big part of one of my favorite video games ever. Like it sucks that content's just being removed for seemingly no reason. But also it begs the question of like, what's up with the hashtag being the thing? You allowed the character to be, you know, in the title of levels. So like if it's against guidelines, why even have it there? But also the fuck? Like the only thing I can do, and this is me just like grasping at straws and like putting the red dots on a board, is like we're working on some Mario Maker 3 shit or something in the future that for whatever reason bringing levels from 2 to 3 or whatever we're doing, this little hashtag character or whatever is doing, bringing it over is causing an issue, probably from some new feature that Nintendo's maybe doing. Maybe they're having like a way to classify levels with hashtags. Again, no idea. But just wanted to throw this news story out there that's sad. And if you want to go play these levels, you better get to them. I'm talking to me. That's like a future note because I haven't played Mario Maker in a really long time and I miss it. I love it.
Maybe you should play that thing I made for you.
It's really good. It's good. Super Nintendo World. I hope you didn't get any levels deleted. Imagine if you had titled them hashtag currently play this, you dumbass. You
Yeah,
should be gone.
that's true. By the way, your volume just went down crazy after you coughed.
Maybe Noise Gate caught me. Is it back up?
No,
What the fuck?
that's weird.
It didn't
Can
like
you
it.
hear
It's like,
can you hear that, Diego? Did he? Yeah, yeah. He says, "Wait, why did it go
whoa.
quiet?"
What did I do? I coughed and broke something. What? Check. Hello.
Yeah, maybe it's just distance from the mic. I don't know. Yeah, he says it
Weird.
sounds normal now.
Did I cough it away from myself?
Yeah,
Yeah, this is a weird one, but like, man, Nintendo has some weird random shit like this pop up sometimes. They're really protective over weird things. I just wish there was more clarity sometimes, but yeah, that sucks.
what do you think Mario Maker 3 is gonna be?
Honestly, I think it's gonna be iterative of Mario Maker 2. I think they're gonna bring in a new mode called Mario Wonder. They're gonna introduce a lot from that. They're gonna have the badges be a big play, and they'll have another story mode, and they'll just bring everything over from 2, I think. And I hope bring back some modes like 100 Man because I really missed that from the first one. And like just make it kind of a collaboration between the two games. Because like while 2 feels very much of just a building block from 1, they removed a lot of cool stuff. And I'd like to see like costumes come back, 100 Man come back, and then give us Mario Wonder. And literally, that's all I need. Like I would be over the fucking mountain happy with a game like that.
Hmm.
And I would love if they found a way to just bring the levels forward instead of just having to dump them forever.
Yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, like I can kind of see it going in two directions. Like it on one hand, like I get the whole it would be cool to be able to get to play around with all the things that they had in Mario Wonder.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, I mean Super Mario Maker 3D. It
I
just
know.
makes so much
I
sense.
know. Like you're not wrong. And Ryan's pitched that to me, and I'm like, there's no way around that where it's like if they're gonna do it, it has to be now.
Yeah.
And like I would be stoked for it. It's just like as soon as like you introduce a 3D element to like a level creator, you lose what Mario Maker is with simplicity. And that's why I believe Mario Maker is so successful is
Mm.
because literally kids can pick it up and do it. But like once you get into 3D development, and it's Nintendo, if they're gonna do it, they're gonna find a way to make it super easy and accessible. So
Yeah.
I completely have faith if they go that route. I just think it's a way bigger task to make a 3D level than a 2D one.
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, I
Uh
would lose my shit if a Mario 3D Maker happened though. You
yeah.
imagine building Mario 64 levels natively? Because like I love playing those 64 ROM hacks, and it would basically be that. Oh, that would be great.
I think it would be based on like 3D World, which
That
is a
that
lot more like square
that would
cubish
make
in its
sense.
design.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think it would be awesome. And I mean, calling it Super Mario 3D Maker makes so much sense
It's right there.
since they're called Super Mario 3D Land and 3D World. So yeah,
What if they
I
made a
would
Mario
really like
Maker
that.
3DS 2?
Sure, sure.
It's the last DS game.
But yeah, but I would go either way. I think. Um, but I would really like a 3D Maker. Honestly, it would be pretty cool.
I'd love it. You want to talk about games we've been playing?
Yeah, yeah. What have you been playing, early man?
Speaking of Mario Maker, bro, I've been playing a lot of Mario. That Mario Galaxy movie hit the Curly household, and my youngest son has just been like super fixated on everything Mario. He's been playing Galaxy left and right. He's been playing 3D World, and when I say he's been playing, he also anytime he sees me, he's like, "Bro, you ready to play? You ready to game? You want to jump on this?" Like we go between us doing any co-op with 3D World. Oh my god, it's that game just sings in multiplayer. It's so much fun to play with kids. Been playing a lot of Super Mario U Deluxe. Again, what did Wonder do to throw away such a good multiplayer system? It's so good. And then yeah, Mario Wonder. And I haven't jumped into the new update yet, but I'm excited to hear your thoughts on that. I believe you've been playing it.
Yes, yeah. I did get the new Nintendo. I did get the Super Mario Bros. Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Meet Up in Bella Bella Park game for the Nintendo Switch 2 family of systems. Or no, Nintendo Switch 2 system. So I did get that. And I do think that Super Mario Bros. Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Meet Up in Bella Bella Park is really good. Um, um, I love the idea that Nintendo wants us to call the games this,
Yeah.
the whole thing. Um, but yeah, no. As I've talked about, I think on the show a few times, I had a lot of problems with how Super Mario Bros. Wonder was talked about on release.
Mhm.
Um, with the original release on Nintendo Switch. I found that most reviews discussing the game kind of most people seemed like kind of not educated enough to talk about the game in any other manner than comparing it to New Super Mario Bros. U. Um, and it all like most reviews for that game feels like taking New Super Mario Bros. U out the back and shooting it in the head, shooting it in the back of
For
the
real.
head, and then talk about how awesome your new child is. Um, and like it's like go back and watch like Super Mario Bros. Wonder reviews. They're all like this. All of them
Mhm.
just shit all over the new Super Mario Bros. Games, particularly you. Um,
Which is the best new soup game
yeah,
out of
which
all of
is
them.
the best
Like,
one. And like a lot of the like criticism that you see in those reviews is completely unfounded. Which is like, oh, the games didn't feel good to play, the games don't look good, and like they don't the art style isn't good or whatever, which is like, yeah, the art style is like the worst part of the new Super Mario Bros. Games. But like that's never been the point of them. Like they've always
yeah.
been impeccably designed. Like I would go as far as to say that New Super Mario Bros. U specifically is like about as perfect of a design game that you have, to the point where it's almost boring due to how impeccably designed it
This
is.
guy gets it, man. I love New Soup U so much. Every time I play it, like, I love it more and more. Like, I really think that it is the most underrated Mario game ever. Like,
Yeah.
I
No,
I do
I love
agree
that
the
game.
art style was kinda boring because we've seen it so many times, but the game is still gorgeous. Like, it was the
Yeah.
first time they brought that art style to HD, and
Yeah.
holy shit, it fucking rips. It pops off the screen.
Yeah, and I think
And man,
particularly the backgrounds look really good in New Super Mario
yeah,
Bros. U.
it's a beautiful in the textures of, like,
Yeah.
everything has a texture, and it looks so good. Like,
Uh,
man, it gets hated on so unwarrantedly. Like, ugh.
yeah. And so yeah, and like what we then saw, though I haven't seen if there have been like extensive testing since then, but like all of the like, oh, the game doesn't feel as good as Wonder. And it's like, as far as we can tell, I don't know, maybe you know better, the physics are almost unchanged between New Super Mario Bros. U and Wonder, right?
Um, I don't know. I'd have to play Wonder a little bit more because I've mostly been in the new soup world. The physics probably you're right. I do think it does feel different mainly because the momentum. Um, the Wonder has, I think, a faster like running P speed,
Mm,
like a traditional like Mario Bros. 3, whereas New Soup does build up speed, but it takes longer to get there, and I don't think it goes quite as fast.
mm.
As well as like the triple jump is taken out of the equation as
Yeah,
well.
which is
Um,
a shame. I love the triple jump.
crazy. I feel
But
like the twirl is different as well, like because you have the badges, you don't have the twirl to you can kind of extend your longer
yeah,
jumps and stuff.
I feel like the twirl is better. Like it's more effective in the new Super Mario Bros. Games.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically the point I'm getting to is that it's not that drastic of a change.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's like Mario Maker 1 to 2, where it's like the physics technically are different, but, like, you wouldn't really notice unless you're,
yeah,
like, literally trying to pinpoint stuff.
and it's like most of the reviews that I saw kind of compare like, oh, it feels more like the old games. It's like, no, it feels more like New Super Mario Bros. I know because I struggle immensely with the old games, and
Mm,
I don't struggle with the New Super Mario Bros. Games. Uh,
yeah,
so like even if I can't like define specifically what the difference is, I can feel it in like how much better I think the newer games are feel. But also like when you play the old styles in Mario Maker, it's still the new Super Mario Bros. U physics.
100%, yeah. Even the
And
classics, yeah.
yeah, exactly. And like it feels like nobody clocked that
Yeah.
or whatever. So anyway, so yeah, so I was kind of unfairly biased against the game on release. I was a lot of
Yeah.
time when I played it, I just kind of felt this kind of yeah, this kind of unfair feeling against the game where it's like, I mean, this isn't the game's fault. It's the people talking about the game's fault, but it still kind of affected how I felt about the game at the time. So I didn't quite enjoy it so much. There are also some things that I think are annoying, such as the jump sound effect. I fucking hate that jump sound
I
effect
love it.
so
It's so
much.
quirky. It's so
Anyway,
cool.
so but yeah,
How do you
so
feel about the talking flower, by the way?
I love the talking flower. I mean, it is the best
Yeah,
part of the
yeah, you
game.
do. He's so cool. Wait,
Um,
did they change his voice or something? I saw this, on, like,
I
a
don't
Twitter
think so.
post. I wanna say with the newest update, they completely re-recorded all his lines, and I was like, "Wait, that can't be right." I don't
I
know if this is fake
don't.
news or not.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, it might be a
Okay.
situation where like the British English version is different or something like
Okay,
that. I don't
gotcha.
know.
I need to look into it 'cause I saw that and I was like, I don't know if I buy that," but then I
There's a
saw
lot of
people kinda bitching
lines.
about it.
There would be a lot of lines to re-record in that case.
And his voice is so good.
Yeah. But yeah, so when they announced the Switch 2 edition, well, first of all, when they announced the Switch 2, I was like, yeah, and they didn't have a Switch 2 patch, which was strange at the time. But I was like, whenever they announced the patch for the Switch 2 edition of this, I'm gonna give it another shot, and now I have. So I did get the Switch 2 edition, and I deleted my save and started over from scratch.
Nice.
And I mean, I played with as Rosalina
Yeah, you did.
the whole time.
Does she
Um,
have the same exact moveset as the
yeah,
other characters?
yes.
Okay. I know they like to mix stuff up sometimes, adding new stuff.
So yeah, I played through the whole game and definitely enjoyed it a lot more this time. um, I think the game is really, really good. Uh,
Mhm.
and yeah, so I have 100%ed it in terms of what was available in the original game, but
Okay.
I have not 100%ed it in terms of what is in this game. I still have I only have 7 challenges left. So in the new one, what they've added is Belleville Park, uh, which primarily is this like attraction for multiplayer activities. Um, but there's also some single player content there. So first of all, there are the 7 Koopaling boss levels, which
Nice.
those levels are they so basically all the content in Belleville Park is just the levels from the main game, but remixed in some ways.
Okay.
So the Koopaling levels are just levels from the main game, but but there are like these new aspects to them, and you get to use the flower power up in the levels.
Oh, the new power up.
Yeah, which the
Yeah.
flower power up I feel like it's probably it's something they probably came to think of like later in development. Like, dude, this whole game's flower themed. Why didn't we think of a flower power up? And honestly, like the flower power up is the
Through
best
the
power
Flower
up.
Kingdom.
It's the best power up
Oh,
in the game.
really?
It is so good. I love it. Like the animation, the running animations, everything are completely different. Like they're like kind of skipping
Cool.
around
Oh,
and
nice.
stuff. It's cute. But yeah, I really enjoyed the flower power up. But yeah, the end of every Koopaling level ends with a boss fight with that Koopaling, and not like this is no hyperbole. These are the best boss fights in all of 2D Mario history.
Let's go. Okay.
They are so creative. It is wild. Like, imagine the level of creativity that you usually see in like the last Bowser fights in all the new Super Mario Bros games.
Mm.
But like
Oh, yeah.
even more than that, like they're all like so crazy creative. Like for example, in one of them, this is probably the most creative one in my opinion. Like, so when you fight Morton, he he basically, so the whole premise is that all the Koopalings are like getting wonder powers from Bowser. So he basically transforms into this huge puppet
Okay.
that is in like the background, and what you have to do is basically these puppet strings kind of drop down from the top of the screen, and you have to reach up and pull that string in order to make him punch himself in the face.
Nice.
And, I
That's
mean,
nice
it's
to hear because, like, that's the biggest, like, criticism I have for Mario Wonder is the boss fights are kinda lame.
exactly,
Aside from, like, I think the final Bowser one was pretty fun, but
they took that criticism and was like, oh yeah, let's fucking knock this out of the park, dude. And
out of
like
the Bella Bella part.
I think the yeah, out of the Belleville Park. I think uh I think any other developer would have put these boss fights in the game. Like they would have replaced them.
Oh, yeah.
Like they would have put, like, for example, they would have replaced some of the Bowser Jr. fights, for example. I think they would have maybe put some of them at the end of like some of the airship levels, for example.
Mhm.
By the way, I have an interesting theory with that airship situation, which is like one of the criticisms is that like every airship ends with that like treadmill with the button at the end.
Right.
And a lot of people are like, oh, these are like really bad boss fights. I think that's like a situation where this was never supposed to be a boss fight. It's just a fancier flag.
Yeah. And no, I definitely liked those sections because it did feel like kind of more platformy than boss fight, but it was still just weird that it kind of was like led up to be a boss fight. It's kind of
Yeah.
odd.
So basically, like the kind of interesting like game design analysis that I kind of got from that is that you kind of have to make sure you don't try too hard. Because that's like a situation where this is clearly supposed to be a more fun kind of flagpole at the end of the level, but they
Yeah.
tried too hard. So people expected it to be a boss fight. Like if they didn't try that hard, people wouldn't have. I think those would be more well received because people realized that this was never supposed to be a boss fight to begin with.
Yeah, it's literally just like a reach the button challenge, which is
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
So yeah, I think
That's a
that's
cool
pretty
perspective to
interesting.
see.
Yeah.
Man, I'm excited to try it out. It's paid, right? Even if you have like the
Yeah.
online and all.
I think it's $20. I don't remember exactly what the
So,
price was.
and that's like if you're upgrading.
Exactly if you're upgrading.
Cool.
But I think the part that you are going to like is the Toad Brigade training area or whatever the fuck it's called. So basically, you have Captain Toad's crew is in this game, and in like the entrance to Bell Park, there is one of the, I think it's the blue Toad from the Toad Brigade. He's there, and he's like, "Oh, you can come train with blah blah blah. You can train like with you can do." They call it training, and I think it's kind of a little bit misleading to call it training because when I first saw it, I was like, I don't need training, but then I realized like, oh, these are like challenges. I thought it was like tutorials or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, so these are like challenge levels, and there are 5 different categories. That is, collect all the coins before the time run out. There is defeat all enemies until before the time runs out. There is what's the third one? I don't remember right now. I think it's just get to the end, but there are like weird shit going on. Anyway, and then I don't remember the 4th one, and the 5th one is like completely random shit.
Mhm.
But a lot of these challenges are pretty interesting. And all of these challenges are just levels from the main game, but with some kind of twist. And some of them are like complete this level with this badge or something like that.
I love that. Yeah.
And the hardest one in the game is so actually straight up bullshit that I don't really. So there's I think this is in the. It would make sense if this is the lava one. Do you remember a level where you're standing on this kind of? There's basically like a track of like 5 platforms that keep kind of going up and down,
Mhm.
and there's like lava on the roof and at the on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have to beat this level in 35 seconds with the spring badge.
Okay. Nice.
And
Dude.
basically, this is
Yeah.
possible because there are those little black shell enemies
Mhm.
floating around in the lava at regular distances. So
Nice.
you have to bounce across basically the entire level on
That sounds
those little
amazing.
turtles or whatever they
And dude,
are.
that's what I loved whenever the special world started messing with the levels with the badges. Like I just wanted more of that in the core game.
Mm. But yeah, so there are some really difficult ones there, and then they also added they've added another gacha mechanic in this game.
God damn it.
Because the main game had like the standees that you got through like
Yeah.
a gacha mechanic. In this one, there's also like, so you can decorate Bellabelle Park with like different
Oh,
flowers and stuff.
that's cute at
So
least.
you unlock different like you basically pull this gacha mechanic and you get a bunch of different flowers and you can use those flowers to spend on different decorations. But then also you can unlock greetings, which I think is new for the game. I don't think uh I don't I don't think this was in the original. Maybe it was, but like you can
Greetings is in like the emojis that you do like in the
yeah,
game, like those were in there, I think.
because you can unlock a bunch of new emojis in this one. Maybe it was in the original,
Mm.
but you just couldn't unlock more or
I
something.
don't
I don't
remember
know.
exact. I remember hitting the button on accident so many times. I'm like, man, why is this a thing?
I actually, so one thing that I did change from this time, from the last time that I played it, is that I actually did play it online. And
Online with
I,
the
I
ghost.
think that actually improves the game a lot, especially
Yeah,
in the
no,
harder
it's really
levels.
cool. Yeah,
Because you get like this. I got a lot in some of the harder levels. Uh, I uh, I ended up getting in a lot of situations where people were kind of running through the levels just to kind of help you,
yeah,
or you would get like this kind of community situation of like, you're running through, you and another person have just kind of been running and failing at this one spot for a while.
yeah. It's like I'll save your ghost and stay behind. You save mine if I need
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, it kind of creates this really fun community dynamic in there that I quite enjoyed.
You end up
Um,
playing the game like Journey. Like that's kind of cool.
yeah. Um, and especially like it's essential in the search party levels. Wow. I
Mhm.
mean, first of all, those suck.
Dude, I hate those levels, dude.
Those are
Those
so
fucking
bad.
suck.
But like they're
God.
way better when you play them online. But they're still not good, but they're
Yeah.
way better when you play them online. And there were like a lot of situations where it's like I have no idea where the fuck this is. And then you see someone like using the
Like
greetings to
putting the little yeah.
be used to like hand wave greeting to like come over here, come over here. This is where you want to go. Like I found myself doing that a few times as well, where it's like I just found one, and then I see someone kind of running around looking for something, and I'm just like waving.
It's like, "Hey, over here."
Yeah,
Yeah, that is awesome. I do like the online on it. It's just, man, I could never get the controls for the greetings and the different things down. And, to be honest, like, I appreciated when they were helping me, but I was like, "I don't have time to help you motherfuckers. Goodbye." I was definitely chaotic evil in that one. Like, they saved me, and I'm like, "Later, sucker."
it was always fun whenever you got to a flagpole together. Like
Yeah.
you basically like every time that would happen, I would just like spam the
Yeah.
happy emoji, and they would do the same. It was
Man, that's
fun.
cool. I'm glad that you like it more now with that, I guess, different perspective and the bias gone. Because yeah, I
Yeah.
loved Wonder. I the more distance I got from it, the less I think I liked it, just because, like, I go back to it pretty regularly, just to play with, the kids and stuff and, like, just to bounce in and out, and man, it doesn't hit the same as going back to, like, New Super U or Super Mario World. I don't know what it is about those games in particular, they just, like every single time I'd play them, I'm like, "Man, I just wanna do this all day." But Wonder, for whatever reason, I'm like bite-sized chunks, and I'm like, "Okay, that was cool," but, like, the game just makes me a little bit tired. I don't know.
Mm.
Can't really explain it. Maybe it's the way the overworld is. I don't really like the navigation of it. I don't really like how the bonus levels are just wherever with the main levels and stuff, and a lot of the bonus levels just suck, and yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I I did talk to you uh on our Discord about like how the problems that I have with the wonder seeds, or the wonder
Yes,
flowers.
yeah, exactly.
I do think they're kind of a problem. And I did mention to you like why I don't think the next 2D Mario game will have this mechanic. And like my conclusion is basically that's like if you look at the traditional structure for how that Nintendo has for Mario levels, it's a level design structure called Kisho Tenketsu. It's based
Mhm.
on a Japanese format for making poetry, uh, which is the whole point is basically introduction, development, twist, and conclusion. So every level follows this kind of philosophy, and I think they started to develop this in Super Mario Galaxy 2, and then it kind of came into full force in 3D Land and 3D World, and then it came, uh, uh, and also like in some of the new Super Mario Bros. Games. But basically, the idea is that you start by introducing a new mechanic. Like every level in all these games have like a kind of its own gimmick, its own mechanic, right? So you
Mhm.
introduce it and then you develop it and then you twist it. So then you take the that idea and turn it on its head. So for example, let's say the gimmick of a level is there are spikes on the floor that you have to jump over. And then you get to the twist and now it's like, oh, now the spikes are on the ceiling. So now you can't now you need to kind of gauge how high you're jumping, for example. That's like a
Mhm.
simple explanation of it. And then you have the finale where you can kind of allow the player to express their skill and like show how they've learned the mechanic. Um and basically what the wonder flower serves is to replace the twist. So there it's basically like a very very pompous and flamboyant twist. And in most cases, you know, this works. It's a very neat twist. Like for example, there are some levels with this enemy that kind of tries to jump whenever you jump. And
Yeah,
then there's like one level where you turn into one of them. And now
mhm.
you are one of those creatures. So like that's a really cool twist on that mechanic, right? But then this is like an idea that can only go so far. So there are a lot of levels where the Wonder Flower has absolutely nothing to do with the concept of the level. Or if it has something to do with the concept of the level, it is in the most technical sense possible. Like, for
Yeah.
example, there's this one level where that is built around these enemies that you kind of swing on to kill them.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
And
cool.
the twist of that level is that you go into a quiz where you kind of pull on these enemies to select the option, which is like this is not a twist on the mechanic in any way. Like yeah, you're using these enemies to select options, but like I don't know, it's just not an interesting twist on the level theme, and it's doesn't mean that like having a quiz in the game is not an interesting idea. It's just that it's not an interesting idea in the context of this level.
Yeah, there was a handful of them that were just like, "This is just random chaos," or just
Yeah,
random whatever sometimes, which, I mean, I think was still interesting to see, but, um, I kinda wish they, like, did double down with the, um, I guess, the development philosophy that you're talking about, where it would've been cool to get these Wonder Seeds to do these crazy twists in the context of the twist of, like, how you're saying, like, that could have been cool if they just doubled down in that way, but
yeah.
Yeah.
And like another one that I really like, but it still kind of doesn't really make a lot of sense, which is the one where you start walking on the wall behind you,
Oh, man, I loved that one.
which is
It was
like
like you're
that
playing a
was really
top-down,
yeah, which is like that was really cool. Again, it has absolutely nothing to do
nothing to do with it. Yeah.
with the level that it's in. So
Mhm.
or I think one of them does it kind of reframes how like an enemy moves or something like that. But yeah, there is some of them are really good, some of them are less good, some of them are just straight up what is this? Um and um that kind of that kind of just serves to end up being that this game is just not as perfectly designed as as New Super Mario Bros. U, which like New Super Mario Bros. U, while it might be a little bit less interesting because it doesn't have the Wonder Flowers, due to that, it just ends up being more perfect because it doesn't have any flaws, any like standout flaws like Wonder has.
Mhm.
Um, so that's like a subjective thing where it's like, do you think like because of the interesting things that comes with the wonder flowers that it kind of that it kind of makes good for the flaws that it brings as well, or do you prefer the more like clean room perfect approach that New Super Mario Bros. U comes with? Yeah, that's kind of up to uh whoever, but yeah. And then the other the other issue that I find with the wonder flower is that the wonder flower is almost always technically optional. And there are
Right.
multiple levels where if you like don't find the wonder flower, you didn't actually complete it, which means you have to start over, which is in most cases almost always annoying.
Yeah.
Um while it is kind of interesting to some extent because it's like, oh, now you need to find the wonder flower to continue. Um, but in a lot of cases, it just means that the twist never happens, which just
Yeah,
makes that the rest of the level is just kind of boring.
and the game does have, like, alternate exits and things like that where it does literally make you replay the level just to
Mm,
go the other path, which isn't new to Mario, but, like, exactly what you said there, it's kinda boring, where it's like in Mario World, for example, the levels with the secret exit will have the little red dot, so you already know it's like, "Oh, there's something cool to find here," so I have to be, like, on the lookout for that. And the alternate exit is interesting, but the normal level path will still bring you to the next thing and is still really fun and interesting, just like the alternate. Like that's the difference here is like you feel so unfulfilled if you beat the level and didn't find the flower because it's like, oh shit, I didn't find the cool thing, and also I had to replay it anyway to get to what I need to actually do.
mm,
It's just like it doesn't really work for me that way either. That's kind of like one of the problems I have with the game in general are like the secrets. I think like the purple coins, like they're the same as like the star coins and all, but like I feel like they're hidden with way less creativity just in
mm,
general. And the wonder flowers are actually hidden kinda cool, like, but, like, I don't know. I didn't really need the wonder flowers hidden, kinda like what you're saying.
yeah,
Making it optional is kind of a weird choice.
yeah. So yeah, that's kind of, and a lot of these criticisms are kind of more criticisms from like a pure game design perspective,
Mhm.
which is again why I don't, which is kind of my analysis for why I don't think we're gonna get a Wonder 2. I think whatever they're gonna do with 2D Mario is gonna be something new. We're gonna get a completely new concept. Um, because I think even if you have this idea of like, oh, the Wonder Flowers, and the fact that they started running out of ideas within
Yeah,
this game of like, oh,
because
we
they
have
do start to reuse them.
yeah, they reuse them, or and again, it might not be down to running out of ideas. It might just be down to production limits, like, oh, we just can't make any more of these mechanics or whatever, because these are definitely more expensive to make.
Mhm.
Um, But yeah, I think it's a situation of like they had this idea, they tested this idea, and then they kind of didn't realize that this doesn't scale very well. So they kind of did what they could with what they had, and kind of just were fine with the relative imperfection of the design idea, and just kind of
Mhm.
went with it. And that's why I think we're not getting Wonder 2. We're getting something else. It's gonna be Super Mario Bros. Shitstorm.
Whoa, I was just thinking that. No, I'd be down for it, honestly, like, that's what the first 4 2D Mario games were. Every single game was, like, completely different. We didn't really get, like, sequel until the new Soup series, which I think is why people were so hateful on it because they were just tired of that art style and whatnot, but, like,
Mm,
again, I think that's way overblown and people are stupid. They're dumb,
yeah.
stupid dumbasses. Dumb, stupid, stinky dummies. But yeah, awesome. Do we do 20 questions on the show?
Yeah, we did 20 questions with when it was just Ryan and me.
Okay. Do you still want to on this one or you want to call it?
Yeah, we can do 20 questions. I
Who's
think it's my
picking it?
turn this time.
To pick the game or
Yeah, to pick the game.
okay, so I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I don't really know how Ryan normally does the typing of the questions.
I can figure out how to deal with that. Do you have dark mode on your computer on?
No.
Okay. Because he uses dark mode on the notes. I think maybe I can just make a black note. This is all like a production thing. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. Uh, let's see. I'm gonna make a note. Uh,
I'm gonna try and speed run around because I'm really tired. So trying to think of the questions ahead of time. I already know ballpark. I already know the game. I'm just gonna throw out a game right now.
let's see here. Share.
Oh, y'all
Wait.
do it on like a sticky note.
Yeah, that's what he does. Let me just make sure that I've made this big enough.
Okay. It looks like it will be. Audio listeners, he's typing into a notepad numerics. Actually, you got a really nice like keyboard clicky sound coming through. It's not
Nice.
it's not obnoxious. It's actually kind of soothing. I said that and I felt like I was sounded sarcastic, but I'm not.
Okay, it was slightly too short.
Just a little.
There we go.
Sweet.
All right.
Okay. All right. All right. All right. Clear the brain. Bro, I'm so tired. I'm just trying to think.
Wait, I gotta bring up the game actually.
Okay. Oh, and I've closed the chat. Goodbye, chat.
Wait, what was the game I picked again?
He doesn't even know it. Quick, get him. He's down.
Oh yeah, right.
All right. Was this game released before January 1st, 2000?
Before January 1st, 2000, no.
Okay. Is this game playable on the Switch family of consoles?
No.
Okay. Was this game upon release a platform slash like console exclusive?
What do you say? Sorry.
Upon release, was this game a platform or console exclusive?
No.
Okay, but not playable on Switch. Interesting. Maybe it's like locked to like a PS3 or something like that, like PS3 360. Was this on the PS3 360 Wii generation of consoles? Like maybe not even on those consoles, but like during that gen.
Wait, sorry. PS360?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Hmm. Was this playable on the PS3?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. So multi-plat, maybe not on Nintendo though. Maybe I should ask that. Was this also uh I guess yeah, was this also ever playable on a Nintendo console?
No. It's never been on a Nintendo console.
Okay. Cool. Playable on PS3. That kind of leads me to believe it's maybe higher graphic fidelity for the time or maybe violent. Um hmm Let me get was this a first party? No, wait, no, because it's multi-plat. Uh was this developed in Japan?
No.
No. Okay. Um, let's see. Is this playable on the PS4?
Uh, oh.
Interesting. So it is locked. Or at the very least, not playable on PS4 or PS5, which leads me to believe it's locked to that generation of consoles, maybe Xbox later, maybe PC. Um, is this a multiplayer game? Well, like, is this is the primary way to play the game? Would you say is multiplayer?
No.
Okay, I guess I've multi-plat is what's getting me. I can't think of like multi-plat PS3 360s. Like I'm thinking in my head, I'm thinking of the only the big ones like the um like Skyrim or like BioShock stuff like that. Um
Well, I should.
primarily. Okay. This game violent? You doing any killing and stuff in this game?
Yes.
Okay. Violent game. You shooting people with guns?
Well, kind of.
Okay.
I will say for all intents and purposes, yes.
Okay.
You use things that shoot projectiles.
Okay. Cool. What does that mean? What is this game? You use quote unquote guns is funny. Is this game third person?
Yes. And
Okay.
again, don't get stuck too much on the guns thing. Like for all intents and
Yeah.
purposes, they're guns. But like in the lore, they're technically not guns.
Okay. I have no idea what that means. Hmm. I just gotta know, is it also playable on the 360?
Yes.
Okay. I feel like that's a burned question, but like just making sure it's not anything funky. Uh like if it was on I don't know, like a PSP situation or something dumb. Hmm.
I can let you scratch that one because I don't know, I think you're not really getting very close. So I'll let you.
Okay, sure. Thanks. Let's see. Um, was this developed by what you would call a major publisher, such as like a Ubisoft, EA, Activision, on those lines?
Um yes.
Okay. Is this a franchise?
Yes.
Hmm. Is the franchise still ongoing? As in, like, have we had a game either on this generation or coming out that we know of?
There has been a game this generation.
Okay. Who? What is it though? If it's this one is not playable on Nintendo. It's not playable on Switch, so it's still not. Well, no, the sequels could have been. Was the game that came out on this gen was that playable on a Switch or Switch 2?
None of the games have been playable.
Okay.
I
Huh.
won't write that down either. Like you
I got 2 for you.
you're
Let's
not
go.
getting close.
um, okay.
Like I'll underline this is a PS360 gen game, like one of those classic ones that are kind of dead on there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but if the franchise has moved on, I'm blanking on what that could be. Um, major publisher. I mean, I feel like the only thing I could do is maybe narrow down that. Like the only things that I could think of are like your fucking generic games like your GTA's, Oblivions or whatever those are, BioShocks, or what was the other one? I was just thinking it popped in my head. Um, I know Call of Duty was on the Wii. If you had picked a Call of Duty game, that'd be shocking though. Let's see. The guns thing is interesting, but I'll get focused on it. Um, third person, PS3, 360. What about like what is that? Prototype game? But that didn't get a sequel in this gen. Um, okay. I said okay like I had another question. Outside of like using quote unquote guns, are you hacking and slashing as well?
No.
Okay. So that's like the primary thing that you're doing. What the hell? Okay. Was this Ubisoft, Activision, or EA
Yes.
published? Okay. What Mass Effect is playable on I think is playable on Switch, right? You third person shooting stuff in that game, right? I don't even know. Violent though. Violent game.
Scratch this one is close. Like
That's fine, man. I don't know. It's hard whenever you don't have somebody to bounce off of.
yeah. No,
Because I'm like,
that's why I'm being lenient.
ah,
Because Ryan
okay.
was like fucking slaughtering me, dude.
The Skylar Flux was crazy. That was wild. Hmm. Was this game nominated in the Jeffs for any category?
Uh,
Or I guess any category is a crazy question to ask for like game of the year.
see here.
You had to think about it. That means it was well received.
Well, the Jeffs as it stands right now wasn't around at the time
Oh
of the
shit.
PS3 generation.
Oh
But
man.
it did receive awards.
Okay. Huh.
I'll let this one slide as well.
You can't let me keep sliding. At some point, you just gotta let me lose. Just I can't picture in my head.
By the way,
You got any cool?
you don't have shout up anymore.
No, I brought it down.
Yeah. Diego, do you
got
have any idea what this is?
You got any cool like powers slash like superhuman abilities in this game?
Yes.
Because like I still don't have it, but like my brain is still stuck on like the Bioshock of it. Like not Bioshock. Yeah, Bioshock where it's like it's like a shooter. I know it's not first person, but like what's a game like that where you got cool like now my brain's stuck on Prototype and I don't know anything about that game. But I know you got superpowers and I think it's third person. I think that's like an open world game. Maybe I should ask that. Is this an open world game?
No.
Okay, so you got levels or sections, set pieces. PS3 360. Made by Ubisoft, EA, or Activision. This should be so obvious. I played so many games this gen. Um for a second I was like, oh, it's Batman, but then I'm like, neither of them made that. Uh
They've started fucking construction again.
that scared the fuck out of me. I thought that was outside in my house.
Dude,
Oh,
oh my
that is so
god.
loud.
My god, hold on. Uh, I'm gonna have to
That's
mute.
crazy. Uh, hmm. And it had a game come out in the franchise this gen. What the fuck? Uh, I I I I don't know. What if it's just like Assassin's Creed? I guess those are open world. Uh, fuck, I don't know where to go. Shooting but not shooting. Not slashing. But you have powers. powers. You got cool powers abilities. What the fuck? I'm gonna be so mad whenever you tell me. I'm gonna be so mad. I the only thing I can think to do is ask one of those publishers, and that can maybe narrow down my window. But like, I don't think I have it. Because if it was Activision, like, I don't know what that would be. What games did Activision have that are like this at that time? But if it was Ubisoft, what would it be? The only thing I can think is like a Prince of Persia. You don't shoot. Assassin's Creed is open world. Also, you're not shooting. Zombie U is first person. I don't know why that game popped in my head. Of all games. And then EA. EA's like something's there with EA. Like, what if it is like a Mass Effect or a game, not Mass Effect, but like like Dragon Age is open world, I think. Oh, man. Is this an EA game?
Yes.
Fuck. God damn it. What is it? Man, I don't know. EA. I feel like I have everything I should need to know. What could I possibly what else could I possibly need to know what this is? EA. EA PS3. Well received. Come on. And all the Mass Effect games were playable on PS4. They're not like locked or weird. I think. EA also made. It can't be a sports title. It's violent. What am I doing? Uh, shit. I don't have it. Is this Mass Effect? I don't know.
No, it's not.
Okay, let me know.
Mass Effect is on modern platforms.
Yeah, I got nothing else though. I can't think.
All right, let's hope we have a moment without any drilling. Released in 2011, developed
Okay.
by Visceral Games and published by Electronic Arts. It was released for the PlayStation 3, Windows, and Xbox 360. It is the second mainline entry in this
I didn't even think
particular
it
series.
was a sequel. Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna just rearrange my windows a little bit here so that I can reach the mute button if I have to.
It just sounds like an ominous transformer on your roof.
Oh well. All right. So the game, do you have any idea what this might be yet?
I have no idea. I can't think of what Visceral Games even is. 2011 is interesting. That's later than my brain was thinking, but you know how I am with years.
This is a survival horror video game.
Okay.
The game is Dead Space 2.
Oh, Dead Space. God, that's so obvious. Damn it, I am so mad because you do have cool powers. Oh, shit. And yeah, I get the guns thing because it's like little plasma slices.
Yeah, the guns in Dead Space 1 and I'm pretty sure also Dead Space 2 are technically power tools.
I should have asked survival horror. It crossed my mind at one point and it just poofed away. Man, that could have been it. That's a good one. I don't know that I would have honed in on the second one though. So I still would have been boned. That's good.
Yeah, I think the question
Because
of
it
there
wasn't
has been a
remade like
game.
the first one.
Yeah, and also
Oh,
like there has been a game this gen. It's like yes, technically because they did remake the first one, but like
yeah.
that answer kind of makes you think there's been a new entry
Right.
this
No.
generation, which there hasn't been.
That was a really good one. I feel like if I had Ryan, he probably would have talked me there. I wish I would have asked survival horror. Damn it. Oh, good one though. That was great. All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. Thank you for hanging out with us for fun
Diego,
swim,
wait, Diego said
adult swim.
isn't power stomping not considered melee combat? I think I think there
I
are
didn't
of
ask
course.
melee. I asked slashing and hacking.
Yeah, and I think there's also like I think there's a simple melee attack or something like that. But yeah, I'm what I meant is like there's not like a combat system, you know.
I'm
There
reading
can
through
still
the
be like
chat
melee
now.
attacks. Like for example, if you would have asked like Call of Duty, like yeah, you can do a melee attack in Call of Duty, but you wouldn't say
Yeah.
there's melee combat in Call of Duty, you know.
No, you absolutely crushed all my questions here. Like it's right there. Like looking at this, I was just missing that. Man, and you know what? I don't even think of Dead Space as an EA game. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I mean it's too good.
Exactly. That's what I'm like. Man, EA doesn't make like single player games like that. Like they don't
Did you
anymore.
play Dead Space 2?
I played the remake
Okay, you
for
played Dead
one.
Space 3.
I
Dude,
never played two.
you have to play Dead Space 2. That game is actually insane. Like it is
Yeah.
so good.
Bro, I still got my PS3 hooked up. Might as well. Fuck.
I mean, I would play it on PC.
Yeah, you would. You would, wouldn't you?
But it's like even your relatively old computer would play Dead Space 3 like a dream. So
Yeah. Man, that was a good one. Damn, it was right there.
like
Ah,
I played through all the Dead Space games on my Steam Deck. I played them I played them laying down on my couch like this
nice.
with headphones, and it was a very good experience. But I was able to max out everything on the Steam Deck. So, and your computer is definitely more powerful than a Steam Deck.
I might give it a shot because I do like the first Dead Space quite a bit. I actually really like the gun. The gameplay of like really like choosing the limbs to slice off is
Yeah.
brutal, but like it's a really cool gameplay element. All right. Thanks for hanging out with
What
us.
I can say about Dead Space 2 is that like they made Dead Space 1 kind of, and this was like very inspired by like Resident Evil 4 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But like Dead Space 2 came out in a world after Uncharted 2.
Oh shit. Okay.
And basically think about like an awesome horror game with just that era of insane levels of set pieces and action.
Nice.
Like Dead Space 2 is a relentless experience. Is all I can say. Like it just keeps on going in the best way possible.
Nice. Yeah, I like the first one quite a bit. It's I really like the suit that the guy wears and the way the health bar is on his back and stuff. Like
Mhm.
it's super cool. It's
And
but
I can
where's
also,
Dead Space at? We need a new one.
yeah, I mean, it's a crime that they never remade this one.
Yeah.
And I can also say that I think this game holds up really well, even next to the remake of the first game. Like you can play the remake of the first game and just go straight into this one.
Nice.
Like from a gameplay perspective, they don't even feel that different.
Sweet. Well, alrighty, Diego. Thanks for hanging out. Anybody else in the chat lurking? Otaku, appreciate y'all. And yeah, thank you all your listeners and YouTubers catching it whenever. Uh you can catch us live on twitch.tv/curly studios every Wednesday nights, usually around 10 p.m. Central Time. So yeah, come hang out with us next time live. And yeah, that's all. Let's awkwardly wave goodbye. Love you, Dennis. Thanks for partying with no pants on because dad and mom aren't here. Let's awkwardly wave goodbye. I ain't got no pants.